Camera speeding.
No! This one's gonna be a hit!
You ever do any freelance voiceover gigs?
Me? No, I should though.
Come on, dude.
Are you being earnest or are you? Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Alright,
I
I'm
like my
speeding
voice
It's like
too.
some character.
Yeah. I like my voice, man.
Alright, we got our first 27 on the clock.
Alright, let me just
So
double
it
check.
runs for
This is a special episode
Ah,
of the
it
X
only runs
podcast.
for
This
30
isn't just
minutes.
any
See,
goddamn
indie film
episode.
was.
That's it,
The
man.
comedy specials, we'll shoot them on some of these Sonys and then
Yeah.
we'll roll for 30.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
man.
if we go
Sound is
around
speeding,
and,
Gabriel.
And if we go more cameras than men, yeah, we'll run around and shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright,
Good
no.
man.
Sound is speeding, man.
Yeah, sound?
Yeah.
Sound
Get
is-
some fucking
sound is
stats
speeding?
First there, dude.
Okay.
We're
Gabe's
speeding.
going
We're
in.
camera speeding, yeah?
Camera speeding, baby.
He's going in through the iPhone.
You're speeding. You're speeding, Gob?
Gob is speeding.
Gob is speeding.
Yeah.
Instead of God, I call him God.
That's it, baby.
Wait a minute. There's something we're forgetting to.
Oh,
wait a
shit.
minute.
Alright. On one,
On one.
you gotta clap, baby.
Yeah, you know that shit. Ready?
Three,
3, 2,
two.
1. Okay.
This went really
hey, so
well. This
Chase,
is great.
thanks for coming in. We're gonna have to ask you to leave. That was terrible.
Abominable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can we do it again? Can we allow the man to join us?
I mean, it's pretty pitiful, man. I mean, you sure you?
I have to do it with you guys?
You have to do it.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you
not
want to
sure why
become
you
an
went
attic
rogue,
boy,
man.
you want to be an attic boy.
Yeah, I was a little.
I thought it was like one of those rock, paper, scissors things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, on scissor and not on go. I got left behind.
No, we're not
Alright.
going to leave you behind.
All right.
Again,
Okay,
all
we're
together?
gonna go
Yeah?
again. We're gonna go again.
Here we go.
Ready?
Three,
3, 2,
2,
1. All right. That was good.
Hell yeah,
that was
that's
good.
it. Okay, now we're all together.
That was
Oh my
good.
gosh, I might look like I was having some problems clapping on the beat there.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I wouldn't say it looked like. I would say you are gonna look like you were having problems. It's not really it's not really an appearances kind of thing. It's more like a real. You know what I mean?
There's a whole bloopers reel to the clapping.
Yeah. No, there is.
Dale, can you give us a nice introduction
Yeah.
to
So
our
this
guest
is a
this
very
week?
special episode of the Movie Addicts podcast. We have none other than last episode we had Ben Grant on,
Correct.
director of photography for Magnolia Flowers and other feature films that maybe you've seen. Maybe you haven't because he's an underground guy at the moment. Guy's a genius.
For sure,
We had
for
Ben
sure.
Grant on. That was a special episode. No disrespect to Ben Grant, friend, colleague, peer, but this is even more special. We have none other than the CEO, founder, former. He's a filmmaker. The guy's made fucking Taco Bell spec ads, and he's making real Taco Bell ads and
Let's
shit.
go, son.
This guy, I mean, 3 kids, father of 3, unbelievable.
Father
Like,
of
this
the
guy's
year.
unbelievable.
Absolutely.
The legend. He got the long hair, man, longer than mine.
You guys are
man.
making me feel real left out right
Yeah,
Wow, thank you.
and this is none other than Chase Crawford.
now. Press the clap button on the...
Yeah,
on the-
we don't have one.
Oh, okay. Great.
We don't have one.
No
The
soundboard.
soundboard has nothing on it.
It's okay.
Very much so like a Bruce Buffer intro there.
Yeah, man. Wait a minute, Chase. You're real low on that. I gotta get Chase up here.
Yeah, get
Alright,
him.
here we go.
Get that gain, get those levels up.
So, pump it up.
Wait.
I'm the
Word.
middle one. You got to pump it up.
Hold on. You're this one, yeah. Wait, say.
Yo, Chase. That is my name.
Word.
La di da di da.
Make it work.
Do. Can you hear me now? I will do the ad for Sprint.
Yeah,
Can you
great.
hear me now?
Way better. Okay.
Sprint, you
There's
want
a
to
gain
sponsor
issue,
us?
there's a gain
Nice
issue.
sponsorship?
Yeah, Sprint. Are they gonna sponsor us?
I think they're going to sponsor
Wait a minute,
us.
I'm getting a call.
Yeah, check the phone.
Sprint? No, I'm not getting a call. I don't know why I did that. That bombed. I leave.
Dude, you gotta
I
practice.
throw
You
up.
gotta practice.
What?
Glenn Howerton.
Do you want Just Always Sunny?
No.
I'm shocked. I was expecting you to say yes, and now I'm like, okay, now 10 minutes of material out
Oh
the
man,
window.
gone. It's
Gone.
all good. It's okay.
Gone.
We could still be friends.
So
We can still talk about the show for 10 minutes.
No, because you never seen it, and it, now I feel weird, and
Okay.
You know, we're gonna
It's
pivot. We're
actually-
gonna make a hard pivot. Chase.
who are you? Why are you here?
Whoa.
You sent me a desperate late night text message saying, Colin, I have to be on the show.
I did.
we're taking your movie off the slate if you don't. You sent me a bunch of threatening, which is fine. You know,
Yeah.
the boss, you know what I mean? He gets what he wants.
I was
whatever.
afraid. I thought there was going to be zero back end for me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to afford rent anymore. It's a big problem.
So that's not real, by the way. Chase is a good guy. But why? So who are you? Give us who is Chase Crawford? Who is this guy?
Wow. I am. Man, honestly, dude, I figured out how to do what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
For a living. Summed up in a sentence.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, a little mix of all the things that you just said. Founded this company.
Cool. The company is called
4x3. Names on both of your shirts. I love it.
Support. Got to
This shirt's
represent.
gonna be so sweaty by the end of this one.
It's all good.
We're here in the Movie Attic studio.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm wearing more. We might see some layers dropped off.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm looking
Are you
forward
feeling
to
a
it.
little toasty now?
Can't
or-
wait.
No, I'm feeling good. I mean, we're 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling good.
Okay. You don't want to leave yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Soon,
God.
but not.
Next 10 minutes.
Not yet. No, I mean, yeah, I'm a dad. Founded 4x3. I get to make movies with my friends. I get to help other independent filmmakers get their movies out there.
Okay.
And we're making the dive into comedy this year, harder than
Wonderful.
ever. Producing close to 40 specials this year. So
Holy cow.
a little tiring, but we're loving it. We're producing 6 this week here in LA.
Cool.
And
One of which is going to be filmed at none other than
the Movie Attic Studio.
No.
We're definitely
Wait,
doing
fuck,
comedy
dude! I didn't
specials.
realize he wanted to do one of his comedy specials here
Son
too.
of a bitch.
How
We
many
should have got
people?
annoyed.
What's the cap? in this movie?
Well, Gabe and I, listen. We could do kind of an underground show kind of deal. Maybe 25 people.
25? I'll
So maybe
bump it up to
hike up ticket
35. I'll
prices.
make an exception for the fire code.
Here's the thing: in LA, people are so full of shit. You could sort of rebrand it as like, this is like the hip, this is the cool underground show. Tickets could be $25, $30.
Unreal.
$100.
$100.
$100.
Come sit
You're
this
thinking,
attic.
see, like a true businessman, Chase is like $30.
Yeah, dude, I heard
By a
there's a
factor of
secret
3,
celebrity
thank you.
headliner. Yeah, you do secret celebrity
Yeah.
headliner, and then you just dip before the end of the show.
Exactly.
I think you get all the people up in the attic, you get the money, and then you just leave. We move out.
Maybe we'll let
So maybe
a
the price should
comedian.
be even higher if we're gonna.
You could be the
just
MC and
proper.
introduce the comedian.
Yes.
And then just walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
And go out the front door.
Could be great.
How
Could
do
be
you
a good idea.
dismiss people?
Dismiss.
How do you like? How
You know what we do? We pull the plug while we're walking down the stairs. The lights go out, the AC goes out.
You're asking him for this theoretical comedy show.
Yeah.
How do we dismiss people? I don't know. I think they eventually. Would they ever realize? Like, would a group of LA like hip people, would they realize that they got completely doomed? I don't know.
Yes.
You think they would? Okay, so he's thinking.
Oh,
maybe,
like
definitely.
calculus over here. Yeah, but see, the next question is, would they leave?
Yes.
You think so? You don't think they'd
how
hang out?
long would it take him to leave though?
25 minutes.
Damn, Chase.
Damn.
Maybe he's right. I can't tell. I don't know if I agree.
Dude, we're
with
gonna have
him
to
or not.
provide like a table of beers, maybe some like
Yeah,
cornhole
dude.
up here,
If we
so see if we
get
can keep them around.
Cornhole?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Come
No,
on,
not
don't-
during
Don't make me
cornhole.
come after you now. What is this? What is this Cincinnati slander? We're not even 10 minutes into the podcast.
Cornhole.
You think cornhole's
I
gonna
play-
keep people up here?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I like
Oh,
cornhole.
shit,
I like
dude.
cornhole, so.
I don't like this.
Cornhole.
He's
Wait,
cornered,
so
he's
I
cornered.
can't tell. Chase, do you like cornhole or are you?
I love cornhole.
Okay, sure.
I
It's the
support.
state sport of Ohio.
what
Okay,
I'm
that's all right.
saying.
That's the link.
Oh,
there. Okay. Right.
This guy grew up learning his ABCs with cornhole.
Right.
If he missed, he'd get a slap in the head.
Yeah. Cornhole's not that good. Like, it's not in terms of like games. It's lower on the totem pole of like yard games, party games for me. I get it. I get why people are so intense about it. Here's the thing: anytime I play a game,
Go on.
I get really into it. So I mean, like I was playing cornhole when I was back in Massachusetts, playing cornhole with my uncles and shit, and I'm trying to destroy them
Okay.
because that's me. I'm competitive. But I mean, I don't know. Being like the game of an entire state, I don't know. Chase.
The problem is you're commodifying cornhole.
Yeah.
As someone who's from Boston, all your cornhole, it's shipped to the port. This guy,
That's like corn. Like they're
he's
right.
in the fields getting the corn, packing
Alright.
it in, sewing
Right.
it together.
You
know
seem
what
more
I'm
like a
saying?
bocce guy, anyways.
Ooh.
I'm not even. Nah, I'm not.
not even a bocce guy.
What about badminton?
What is this
Come on.
I'm an
badminton?
Irishman, man. You know, I'm not playing bocce or
Darts at the
Yeah, dude. You know, darts and
pool, billiards.
Yeah, we have a game back home where my uncle just takes his shirt off and we throw darts at his stomach. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding, we don't have
Oh,
that.
that's great.
But
Definitely want to hang with you guys. Yeah.
so
yeah.
Chase Crawford, he's a father, he's a founder, he's a businessman. You identify as a filmmaker. too.
Yeah, filmmaker. Get to express that. I see myself as a filmmaker more or less in terms of like supporting people with visions and less
Okay.
of being the visionary.
You consider yourself a producer.
Definitely,
Yeah.
a producer ultimately. But I
Yeah.
think that at the indie level, there's so many different hats that you wear that it really is like you're entrenched in the filmmaking process.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can hop in a timeline if I needed to. It's just like that was the come up I had.
Yeah.
I tried not to do that
Yeah.
just because it takes away from other things at this point. But
Yeah.
dude, I came up shooting, editing music videos and
Yeah.
fake commercials and all that stuff. So
Okay. I think it's funny you say, I have the ability to just hop into a timeline if I need to. I sort of feel a similar way. Like, I think, though, that's sort of more expected of, I think, people of our generation coming into this industry, or at least I think we expect it of ourselves, is that ability to have a sort of a pretty, I would say a much broader general skill set, especially in terms of, like, capabilities with, like, technology, editing software, being able to shoot with, basic cameras. Like, I think we, in order to succeed in this industry, we need a broader basic skill set than someone might have needed 20 years ago. Do you think that's true? Like, do you feel that way, or sort of a
Yeah.
leading question? But I'm just curious.
I think like you're seeing the move from specialists is like what you would refer to someone 30 years ago who just did one job very
Right.
well, and those will
For
always,
good pay too.
Sure, and
Yeah.
those will always exist.
Right.
But I think that, dude, I really think that we're on a big wave right now of people figuring out how to make what they want to,
Totally.
and reverse engineering whatever they make and figuring out how to live off of it.
Absolutely.
I think like there's a whole generation of people whose ambitions are so big, for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
or who just feel the finiteness of life
Yeah.
upon them almost. And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
what's the point of spending my 20s
Yeah.
chained to whatever it may be that's safe?
Totally.
Let's be unsafe for a while and kind of like figure out how to live off a little. And we hope it blossoms into a lot. I think
Totally.
that's the game for all of us. But
Totally.
For sure.
really, it's just like, dude, offer any of us in this room a job, and all of us are just like, like you're gonna like pick me up and move me away from my dream, or take me like there's a path, right? And there's jobs that kind of play into the path and assist
Yeah.
the path that
Yeah.
can support you, but not necessarily take your. If you are a comic, you don't want to be working a job that's putting you on Friday, Saturday night
Right. That
shifts.
prevents you from doing stand up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like, I think that there's a generation of people that see like, wow, there's another way. There's a way to make this possible. It's not necessarily like as bleak as it might have been made to sound by my parents or
Totally.
other people who may have tried before.
Yeah.
Because when they were trying, they didn't have the internet and they didn't
Totally.
have
Mm.
whole. I mean, you can do international business from a Mac.
That's crazy,
Like,
but you can. Yeah.
You can literally,
Yeah.
I can email people all over the world.
crazy,
I
yeah.
can talk to them at any time,
Yeah.
and like that's just was impossible to do 25
Yeah,
years
man.
ago. So
Mm.
The way I think about it too is like there's no excuse. There's no excuse for me for Gabe and I definitely feel this way, for us to create more shit than the people we look up to than they were able to create.
Yeah.
There's no excuse really. Because the people that we look up to even didn't have the resources that we have. So it's like, like I think we're sort of getting to that, and I think you believe in that so much that you've literally founded a company based on that premise, it seems like, right? I don't know if you would say that's sort of like, if 4x3 were going to have a mission statement, would that be the mission statement of sort of like let's like what is I guess what I'm getting at is asking you like what is the 4x3 mission statement? What is the fucking premise? Of
Yeah,
it?
I mean the premise is do the impossible, right?
Totally.
We want to go out there and do something that's never been done and show
Mhm.
that it's possible.
Yeah.
Does that have an end date? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know. You just keep trying until
Absolutely.
you figure it out. But you know, that's if there's a mission statement, right? It's kind of like by artists for artists. Like,
Yeah.
let's get together and do what has never been done before,
Absolutely.
which is building an independent film studio, right? And you know, my biggest dream would be funding the next wave of visionaries first
Totally.
$50,000 indie features.
I love
And,
that.
like being that specialty company that, hey, we'll advise you on this process, we'll help find a name to be in your film, we'll help you package it and take it to market,
Yeah.
and we'll give you a little bit of a budget to like actually
Yeah.
express your
Yeah.
talents and
Yeah.
capabilities through.
Yeah.
If we could do 5 or 6 of those a year, that would be my dream.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
But yeah, how far away from that are we? I don't. Only
Sure.
time will tell.
It's a little bit like almost like a. I mentioned Roger Corman. I've mentioned Roger Corman before on the pod, but a little bit of like a Roger Corman approach of like I don't know how much you know about Roger Corman, but like you know he gave like so many filmmakers their start in the 70s, 80s, like Marty Scorsese, Brian De Palma, and he was just willing to. Even one of my screenwriting teachers at the AFI like worked for him, and like he employed so many fucking people and just gave people shots on sort of a lower stakes kind of scale, and like launched all these fucking careers because he was just willing to like take a shot on younger people and younger artists, and like didn't. The only thing he asked of them was that they like gave it their best shot, and it's cool shit, man. It's inspiring shit. So. We really, I don't know, Gabe and I, we appreciate you being that, sort of
Yeah,
occupying that lane in
exactly.
the industry, so,
Yeah.
because the industry needs that shit, dude. 'Cause some of
It's
these
a
movies
weird
we've
in
been
between.
watching recently, where they feel so disconnected from people in our generation
Oh,
and what
sure.
we're thinking, feeling, etc., you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
it's important shit, man. We're going to talk about one of your movies that's out right now, River Road.
Yep, there we go. Shout out.
That's out right now on Apple. Where else is it out other than Apple?
Apple, Amazon, YouTube TV,
Cool,
Google
man.
Play. Yeah.
Cool, that's okay, makes sense. I think I saw that when I was
We did a little bit of a layered release.
Yeah.
There was some botching of some release date details.
Okay, do you want to talk about that?
I mean, we already are.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Apple put our film out a week early, and we were just kind
Oh,
of like,
no way.
Was
Yeah.
that a miscommunication on their behalf, or was it just
it was supposed
someone?
to go available for pre-order.
Okay.
Someone must have.
Shit.
Dropped the ball?
I have no further.
That's totally yeah.
I'm a
totally.
small fish in the like everyone in the world wants to make and release movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, like the 4 of us, like me, Garrett, Steven,
Yeah.
Harrison, locked ourselves in a room and just like texted all of our friends, like, go support this film.
Yeah.
Some bullshit's happening, but like we don't need to get into it. Just like go support it.
Yeah.
Cause like, dude, we had like, and we still executed what we had planned, but like, dude, when you have like a press release set to go out, and then like media screeners flying
Yeah.
out, and there's like this whole like layered behind the scenes element.
Yeah.
And we just got like caught with our pants down. Kind
Yeah.
of, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But then it's like, I feel like we still pulled through. We broke in the top 100 on
Awesome.
the Apple TV.
Like they have like those rankings.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. For
You
for
know,
movies.
we
Yeah.
broke into the top 100. We got some pretty good traction, and a lot of people talking about that they've been watching it. So
Fuck yeah.
I
I mean,
mean-
it seems that way online based on the
Mhm.
number of ratings and shit. So it seems like the engagement is pretty high already for the scale of the film.
I mean, dude, I was literally like refreshing it sometimes, and it
Yeah.
would just like go up 80 more.
Yeah, it's
views,
incredible.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like, so like, here's the thing too, because like, dude, piracy's crazy right now.
Mm.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I think more people have watched our film than have paid for our film, and
Yeah.
it goes for most projects. But like, they're all based in like these foreign countries where they have no piracy laws, so it's just like
Yeah.
pretty much the Wild West.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, you know, ultimately, I think the people who are on sites like that were probably never going to pay for the film in the first place.
Sure.
So
Right.
that's like, you know, I'm glad that they just watched it and took it in and left a good review. Or
Sure.
whatever, but also, like, yeah, it's sometimes you're like, oh my goodness, so many people are watching and liking and talking about this film, but like,
Where's the dough at?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
where's pay?
Yeah,
I'm not
hopefully-
seeing it line up in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
account.
it's like, wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, how funny! Yeah.
But we've
Yeah.
got like some
No, man, I
fun
feel
little
that.
like press lined up still. They're throwing the first pitch at the Vancouver Canadians game in a couple weeks.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Who's throwing that pitch? The cast?
Yeah, the cast. I don't know exactly who's going to be there yet.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Cody, Lexi, and Steven.
Okay.
They're all actors, so. if they
Steven
get-
plays Fresno?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's awesome in the movie.
Yeah, you liked,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
liked Fresno?
Fresno's
Dude,
great,
yeah.
yeah.
I think he seems like that character's probably a crowd favorite, right? It's sort of
Oh,
like, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Fresno is kind of polarizing a little bit. We've had people, I mean, 95% of people love Fresno's character. 5% of people think that it's overacting or don't
Oh,
understand.
interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't feel
Right.
that way at all.
No,
I didn't
that's
feel
what I'm
that way
saying.
at
They
all.
don't get
Yeah.
they don't get who his
Yeah.
character is. But like, yeah, we should add a I'm having a Happy Meal Day button or something.
Yo.
He has a lot of like little one-liners in there that were just like ad-libbed and
Wait, one of his lines is, "I'm having a happy meal."
I'm
Is that
having a
Happy-
Happy Meal Day.
I think I remember this
He's in
line.
the chase scene.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
you having fun? I'm having
Yes,
a
he
happy
says it
meal
when
day.
they're under the bridge and shit. Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I've never heard a Happy Meal Day.
He
He's going
It's a
was
good
on.
that
day
line.
for
Do you?
him.
That's what I was gonna say.
Do you know if that line was scripted or no?
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I was like, is that improv or scripted? I could not tell. It felt like it might have been improv. It doesn't matter.
it felt like Fresno was supposed to say it. So,
Right.
however it came about, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Scott, did you have something you wanted to jump in with?
I mean, I'm just feeling like this is a nice segue into River Road.
Yeah, I
right?
think it is a nice segue into River Road.
Usually when we touch on films, if we have access to details, may or may not, we talk about perhaps the budget of the project, the cast, things of that nature. Dale, do we have any of that available
right.
online?
Oh, yeah.
Or
Oh yeah. So the River Road is the log line is a rock musician and a free-spirited woman start an intense relationship, which soon spirals into a world of drug addiction and crime. Written and directed by, is it Wiley or?
Why, yeah.
So Rob Wiley, Willey. It stars Cody Kearsley from Riverdale, Lexi Redmond, who I don't think I've been in really much prior.
did a great job.
And Stephen Roberts, who plays Fresno, who we were just talking about. Other actors in the film, we got Primo Alon, or is it Allen, or
Primo Allen.
okay. Primo Allen plays Cole. He was great.
Yes.
Aaron Pearl plays Travis's sponsor. Melanie Rose Wilson plays Katie. Rob Wiley also appears in the movie as Jason, like one of the band members. Suni Dhaliwal is Cash Dirty. He's the dude with the shades. And, yeah. Very like sort of he was almost like he had a very who's the guy in Boogie Nights? So they go to the drug dealer, they go to his house. and
I know
like,
exactly.
He's got sort of that.
Alfred
feel at certain
Molina's.
points.
I can't think.
Alfred
of his name.
Molina plays that character.
Yeah. In
I
Boogie
forgot about
Nights
that.
with the robe walking
Yeah,
around.
that's Alfred Molina. I forgot about that. Holy shit!
In the
Anyway,
90s. He's not exactly
okay.
Doc Ock yet, you know.
Sonny is a big stand-up comic, and
Ooh.
Okay, I was getting very stand-up comic vibes.
Yeah.
Because he's sort of just there riffing and shit, you know.
Totally.
Michael, one of my favorite characters, one of the most underrated characters in the film, Bugs, played by Michael Finn.
Absolutely.
Because I have met Bugs before. Like I have met a guy who is that guy, who is like, he's either like zanned out or he's like
Yeah.
smokes way too much weed, and he's like a music engineer, and he's just so out of it, and he's just there all the time, and you're sort of like non-responsive, and you're sort of like, You know what I mean? Shit's being kind of thrown at him, and he's like, sort of gets it, sort of does it. Like, I've met that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I was in San Diego, and I met this character. So I thought that shit was funny. Nick Duncan plays King, and that's, those are really
That's the cast.
yeah, those are the big players in the cast. Anything else? Any other kind of like stat sheet stuff?
Do you know
that
anything
wanna-
about how many production days, the budget?
Yeah. I think that here's what I know. I wasn't there for production. They were done in Canada.
Got you.
I think that they shot it in about 2 weeks or less.
Okay.
Tons of locations in 2 weeks?
Yeah, lots of
Holy
Airbnbs.
cow.
Lots of Airbnbs.
Okay. Wow, interesting. Okay.
And that's what I know about that. As far as the budget, it's way less than whatever
It looks great.
you think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
We were watching it on Gabe's TV. It's looking good.
Yep,
Sounding good.
Yep.
Color job's good.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I got to watch it twice. I was glad I did because the first time I was watching it in my room on my tiny ass TV, and I was like, then I rewatched it on Gabe's TV. And I was like, this is the way to watch it. So it
Hell
seems
yeah.
like you guys did. So you guys have I saw the United States rights, the U.S. rights for distribution, and another company has the Canadian rights. Is that correct?
We're
How does that work? How does
Yeah,
that
I was
work?
about to say, I don't know if we'll be able to include this, but pretty much, and we're almost out of time. But pretty much, we have worldwide distribution.
Okay.
And then for Canada to get the tax credit, a Canadian-based distribution company
Okay.
has to be involved for Canada.
Got
Okay.
it.
So Greystone Pictures is actually Rob Wiley's.
That makes
Got
sense.
it. That makes
Okay.
sense. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
But I don't know if he wants that on the podcast.
Okay,
we can skip.
talk- we
That's
can
totally
talk.
fine.
Yeah,
Let us know if that's sensitive.
that's-
Feels
that's-
like risky.
I don't know if it's risky or not.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's out there.
Okay, I get it. Okay,
No,
because it
it-
looks one way and then it is another. Okay, I get it. We can talk off there.
Yeah, you know, we're
Yeah,
probably about to hit zero.
it's actually Beep's company.
Beep. Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know if he wants
It could
it
be
out there.
anyone. It could be Jeffrey Katzenberg. It could be Rob Wiley. It could be anyone.
Should I just have it say Max every time? Every time it's
Hold on, I
something.
gotta.
But
Alright.
it kind of like.
We're gonna be right back though with the Movie X podcast. We just have to reset our camera.
Yeah,
And,
baby.
we'll
We're
be
just
back.
gonna hit it. Boom, boom.
And
There
the
you go.
Movie X podcast.
Yeah. All right, speeding.
And we're back with the Movie X podcast with Chase Crawford. We're talking River Road.
Dude, these shirtless camera guys are.
Yeah, man. So we.
Really gorgeous.
Yeah. So we hired people know about the naked. The real fans of the Movie X podcast know about our naked cameraman.
Obviously. Today, Naked Cameraman 1 brought a second Naked Cameraman
Yeah,
2.
so we had to hire. The podcast is growing more quickly than we thought.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, there's actually.
Dude, I mean,
There's
like,
two.
where'd you find the one with tattoos?
Yeah, dude. So,
Like, that guy looks like he's about to kick my ass.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
no.
beautiful
They're a
specimen.
little. So the new one that we hired. So we got the one naked cameraman here, who's he's kind of just a regular Joe kind of guy. Other than that, you're just a nudist colony type. Yeah, the other naked cameraman kind of more of a Hell's Angels kind of vibe.
Absolutely. Typically, he's
tattoos.
in like.
He's got the long
exactly.
hair. He's
Yeah.
a little kind of a different.
Dude, he looks like he's about to kick your ass.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
my
Absolutely
God.
terrified.
Yeah, man, these guys they're union too. They get a little crabby,
That's
you know
the
what
thing,
I mean?
you
After
know?
a
Did
watch,
they have a union?
Yeah.
Dude.
For naked cameraman,
Is it, wait,
dude.
is it Adult Performers Union or is
No,
No,
it's
this
a
is a
separate
separate,
union.
yeah, separate
It's a
union.
separate union.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
But if we don't break for lunch, they get really pissed.
They get pretty crabby.
Yeah.
Well, we just had kind of lunch, and then they were, we're trying to say, guys, we gotta shoot the pod.
Yeah, we gotta get back on.
And they're like, hey, I'm still on my lunch break.
Absolutely.
You know what I
They
mean?
got
So
crumbs on their
you-
naked bodies. They
you
gotta
know,
take a shower
yeah.
first.
One of
before
them,
they
like
get
the
back
Hell's
on.
Angels kind of one was kind of like he picks up his phone like I'm gonna call like the union reps right now like this is.
And we're like, nah, man, put down the phone. He had
And
to.
I was like, dude, listen, I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean like it's a low budget kind of thing. I'm sorry. Man.
It's okay. Finish your White
I didn't mean
Castle,
anything by it,
and
yeah.
then
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
Yeah. So that's that. We got that. That's kind of an upgrade. So Chase is, for the extra special episode, we had to get the second one. You know what I
Right,
mean? We
of
had
course,
to have
of
two naked
course.
camera guys. We couldn't just have one. So.
Thanks for not cutting any corners.
Yeah. No. Of course.
Really
and we do it.
appreciate
it. Yeah.
That's
we did
how
for
we do
you
it.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the body oil though is just
Yeah, a little, yeah. That's
looking at me
shiny.
weird.
Yeah.
Super shiny.
So yeah, man, that's that. They're, you know what though? They're here. They're working hard, so we don't want to piss them off too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't want to.
Heads back down.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So back to River Road. Yeah. So.
Shout out River Road.
River
Shout out
Road.
to River
River
Road.
Road is a fascinating film to me because went in with no expectations. I don't even think I saw the trailer before.
I didn't want to watch it before.
No.
But I did after.
Trailers are funny these days. I mean, trailers have always been funny, but like it's an especially large bag of tricks in general. Whether like they're going to give you the whole plot, or if it's a teaser or whatever,
Yeah.
or if they're going to market like not exactly the same genre that the film actually is. But which leads me to my first observation on River Road is like it feels like you move into the film and it feels like it's I don't know, almost like a romance drama, so to
Yeah.
speak. The film, for those of you out there, the main characters have like what appears to be a spontaneous meetup and connection, and what goes from like a really exciting, almost like party, fast-paced relationship devolves into like a codependent, drug-ridden relationship.
Yes, with a big twist.
And we do twist on here, so spoils.
Oh yeah, we spoil it.
Yeah, we
spoil
spoil the
movies
shit out
on
of
here.
movies.
So past this point, we're gonna start spoiling some shit.
Yes.
So if go watch River Road.
Yep.
If you don't want spoilers, go watch River Road now. Come back to the episode.
Yeah,
you can
baby.
Come listen or watch anytime on Spotify or YouTube.
Spoilers.
But anyway,
3, 2, 1.
and we're gonna put it on Apple. You know what I mean? We'll get it out on all the podcasts.
That's it,
fucking
baby.
Avenues.
That's it.
So Gabe, I saw.
No, I was going to say because earlier you mentioned in your mind you have it labeled as an action thriller, right? For
Yeah.
me, there's a certain moment in the film where it shifts to that. But first going in, I was like, I was kind of getting, and I'm curious about your thoughts on this.
I had
One
a
of Dale's favorite films is, and he's always pushing me to love it. I gotta watch it again to decide. Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah.
And part of the reason it's such a polarizing
Place
film
Beyond
for
the
me,
Pines,
The Place. Thank you for the article at the top. The Place Beyond the Pines. Part of the reason it's polarizing for me is because of the act structure. And so in River Road, there's a shift in the act, which feels like a shift in the genre.
It's really a 2-act movie rather than a 3-act.
In some ways, in some ways,
Yeah.
between what you would say the before the twist and after the
Yes.
twist,
Yes.
and suddenly everything's taking on new ideas. Which the twist is? Why don't you go ahead?
The twist is that this woman played by Lexi Redmond, she
Zoe.
playing Zoe. Sorry, thank you so much. She had been basically online stalking Travis, and what you think is a spontaneously forming relationship was really something very intentional on her part, where she was basically a groupie. She saw Travis. She was fascinated by him, enamored with him, and she kind of figured out where he lived, and then designed a plan to meet him kind of around that area where he's taking a break from touring. And you find out that that not only that, to go even deeper, that part of her plan was, which Travis sort of like pushes her to find out, part of her plan involved heroin. Part of her plan involved getting this guy hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
And I don't think you get the vibe that she didn't think it would go as far as it ends up going, but she wanted him to be dependent on her chemically, basically,
For sure.
as much as he is emotionally. So that is really the twist.
Which
Did I
is-
miss anything there, Chase? Or
Don't think so.
okay, yeah.
It's really rough because we find out earlier on in the story that Travis, is that correct? Travis, I don't want to
They
say.
call him Trav. A lot of characters call him Trav.
Thank you, Trav. So Trav, you find out, through like gentle moments in the relationship, a little bit of verbal exposition, but it's like a nice way of, I guess you could say like cauterizing the relationship, brings them together. One night, they're not doing drugs, they're not at
They're
a
just kind of
party,
lying in
they're
bed.
just lying in bed holding hands. And you find out kind of their wounds, you find out their insecurities regarding past traumas,
Yeah.
and you find out that Trav basically had an absent father in his life, or
Yes.
not in his life, and that absence is especially devastating when he finds out that the very person who has entered his life
Yes.
in such a like healing manner. In many ways, yes, the drugs are devastating, but finally he's finding wholeness outside of his music. He's finding wholeness outside of these like
Yeah.
the best friends are good, but it's for a straight guy who isn't in a relationship, who everybody calls him out on like hooking up with the girls. There's a change where he's
going jogging, he's drinking smoothies,
right. He's
meditating
trying
and
to
shit.
become a better version.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yeah, exactly. So he's on tour at the top of the film. Tour.
He's been doing a bunch of drugs.
Yep.
And he's gassed from touring and shit.
Exactly.
And he tells his buddy, I'm forgetting the buddy's name, but
Cole.
Yes.
Cole.
Tells him like, listen, dude, I'm gonna take it easy.
Yep.
He's like, I'm gonna throw a party at the house next week, but it's gonna be nice and relaxed. It's not gonna be a big
Exactly.
It's gonna be chill.
Yeah, it's
gonna
gonna be chill.
it's gonna
is what he
be
says.
chill.
And his friend, to his credit, is like, yeah, it's gonna be chill. Yeah, all right.
Exactly.
And his friend is right, And then he
For sure.
basically, you realize how deep into this lifestyle this guy is because he gets a call from I don't know who the call is supposed to be from, but it's basically his buddy being
sure.
like, oh, we're not doing. Don't bring any cocaine, and cut to them doing a bunch of lines.
Let's get weird.
Yes, exactly.
Gabe and I were
Best
so
line in the
sweet.
movie.
Which
Best
actor is
line
that,
in the
dude?
film.
Wait, which actor?
Look at.
Wait, hold on.
Is that Nick
So
Duncan's
good.
character?
I think it's Nick. Yeah, Nick Duncan. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's his. Nick Duncan has an iconic line.
That's it. Absolutely.
Iconically delivered. Let's get weird.
There's a lot
It's
of
his
like
catchphrase.
iconic lines
The
in there.
Happy
Absolutely.
Meal
Yep,
line
yep.
and shit. So
Yeah, someone even titled their review on IMDb, "It happens on the East Coast."
Oh
Yeah.
Which I kinda love.
we saw
Like
that.
I love picking out lines
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that are kind of like they're good. I think it's a good bridge
For sure.
to explain that, but I could
Mhm.
also see how people could find that. Maybe you could chime in as a writer, but writing exploits as far as just like
I think it's an interesting. You want which line? You want the East Coast
It
line?
happened on
Yeah.
the East
So
Coast.
it's very, as a writer, it makes me go, okay, here's the thing, it depends on how the actor delivers it. So she delivers it on a second watch, I realized Lexi delivers it as a throwaway, like which is a great way to deliver
Sure.
something. It's a nice way for an actor to deliver a line that's actually
huge.
really pivotal,
Exactly.
to just throw it away, because it also says a lot of, well, then you realize later she's lying,
Yes.
which is sort of interesting. And so that person's review is sort of interesting because if you're thinking the whole scope of the movie, I think the line and the way she delivers it is really great. I think if you isolate that line to just the first act of the movie, I could see why it might feel silly to someone. But like when you think about the whole scope of the movie, it works because she's lying. She didn't. There was no mix-up.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no fucking swapperoo of drugs. Like, she brought the heroin. She wasn't even trying to bring coke.
Absolutely.
So she's trying to, it's like she's a person who's entrenched in lies. She's
Yes.
entrenched in a lack of truth. So she's just like gonna throw it away. And it's gonna seem silly in the first act, that line, but it's gonna pay off later. So I think as a writer, I think it works. So I think it works in the grand scope.
It's a
of
nice
the movie. I
red
can see how
herring.
Someone would go,
It's-
"That's dumb.
yeah.
I'm out," and like they would lose investment in the thing.
Dude, but the crazy thing is they'll sit through all 8 Fast and Furiouses.
OMG.
yeah. Well, that's
Listen,
you're preaching to the
Yeah.
choir right now. You're talking to two guys who, I mean, what was the movie we saw? What was the one we saw recently that we were like furious?
Oh, Day Shift or Grayman? The Grayman.
Oh, Gray Man. Watch the Gray Man on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen our Gray Man episode.
Definitely, you
One
should
of the
definitely
worst
watch it.
films.
Definitely.
One of the worst films of all time
Yeah.
ever made.
It was
They
terrible.
spent $200 million.
Yes.
Like
Dale
that's
swears
not-
they
you
spent
have to go-
$100 million
You should go
on
listen to our
marketing.
episode of it because we
Yeah.
literally tore it apart. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen ever. Period. Like there's no specificity to any of it. It's so flat. It has no heartbeat. Like it's it's really sort of like it was like almost demoralizing to watch.
You could almost imagine, and this is one.
Not to like sidetrack.
Yeah, I mean, one diagnosis we made is that it's made by the Russo brothers, right?
Yeah.
People love the Russo brothers. They've done tons of great things. In my opinion, the most recent, culturally relevant is the finale to the Endgame saga for Marvel, right? And part of the reason those films are so interesting is it's the culmination of, we'll say, 10 years of... You've got all these characters with their origin stories. They have further character arcs that move into sequels, and then they start coming together against one single antagonist. The film the Russo brothers work on is that moment when they come together. So you don't need backstory. They've had 10 years of exposition. So everybody's excited for characters to stay in their lane and do their personality thing and say their one line and like use their superpower. It does not work in a solo film at all, because in the solo film, The Gray Man, you have no relationship to these people, but it feels kind of like a Marvel Endgame film where like you're constantly being thrown into these people who have past relationships and you just don't care. And the worst part is the not caring is further reinforced by all of the terrible, hokey one-liners that we've heard in other films. I told Dale, it's basically the most expensive B movie of all time. It's just painful.
So I think to pivot back to River Road, what I liked about River Road was its attempt to be rooted in reality. You know, to be rooted in how these characters would, if they were real people. Let's really try to imagine how they would process what's going on. And it never tries to force it to leapfrog anywhere out of what I felt like was just reality, the reality of drug addiction, down to, and you and I talked about this this morning when we were rewatching, down to the way their progression through heroin, which in a lot of movies and shows is not portrayed accurately, because people don't just jump to needles, from what I understand. I've never done Smack, but like people don't jump to needles. Smack. That's
Is that what
fucking
people who
90s.
do Smack call it?
Turns out I do Smack. I think I have needles progression. I bring a Chase Crawford in my room.
Flips over the. No, they start with the blow. And then
they start snorting it, then they smoke it, then they inject it into their toes, or between their toes, and then they move on to
their muscles.
And the movie
is
very true to that progression.
Yes.
So I don't know what Rob Wiley's relationship is to heroin, but like that felt like only someone who's like somewhat adjacent to the culture might think to be true to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know anything about his relationship to heroin.
One, we should get Rob. I call him Rob Dubs. We should get Rob Dubs on
Rob Dubs. Love that.
Rob, you're welcome to come on the Movie Addicts podcast whenever you'd like.
Def.
We'll get Rob on. He was a touring musician for many years in the rock world. So you see kind of that
feel that
into
in
the
there.
script.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like a beat plot line to the main story.
It is.
But he is a rock musician.
Yeah.
You have the touring. You have all of that world, and it seems so natural because it was written from the perspective of someone who's been in that world.
Totally.
So yeah, I mean, I have no idea what his relation to heroin is, but he doesn't seem like the guy who does Smack.
Well, if he's shout out to Smack. This episode's brought to you by Smack.
Sponsor us, please.
Brought to you by Dave.
Could we get? I mean, listen. Hey, would we be willing to sacrifice our morals a little bit if Smack, if the Smack company kind of knocked on our door and said, "Hey, Movie Addicts podcast, we know you don't have sponsors. Can we sponsor your podcast?" Would we?
Here's the thing: if
they had the right number,
if Smack's going to sponsor us, I would say it's got to be Smack money. Like we're talking like 20,000.
I know, because it's going to be financed by some drug dealers and stuff. So we want.
Absolutely. You just need to use the other half of your studios.
yeah, exactly.
So on one side, on one side, guys are like cutting up powder and shit.
But the shirtless camera guys will get more hours.
Yeah. Yes. So
that's it. We gotta
this could work out. This is a good idea. So we can maybe get Rob on here, kind of talk to him about the Smack game.
All I'm saying is,
I don't want to paint Rob Wiley as like this fucking guy who does a ton of drugs. What I mean is, I bet though he was a touring musician, I bet he knew people at least who did.
You're definitely, I think, adjacent to a lifestyle, and
Yeah.
hear other people, even if you don't see it or do it.
Yes.
You definitely know, like that part of it. It's in film too.
Yeah.
There's film people that do.
Oh, totally.
Hard drugs.
Yeah.
Dude, it's in the restaurant industry. I literally, back in New York, I found out real fast that a lot of the chefs, they're working 12 to 15-hour days because they're in there early with the prep, they're out there late at night, and man, sometimes you're like, why is that guy in such a good mood right now? Like he's
like, hey Gabe, it's great to see you. Jerry Seinfeld. Is Jerry Seinfeld working in the kitchen? Oh, I just did some Smack, Gabe. It's great.
So, but to bring it back to Rob, like at the very least, shout out to Rob, Rob Dubs. He really did find a way to ground the beats of the story in a manner that felt palatable.
Yes.
Believable.
Yes.
and potentially even inviting. I gotta tell you, it was one of the first times on film
The movie sort of
that
does go,
I
hey,
felt,
come on in.
I felt like
It does feel like that, yeah.
I can't say I'm straight edge.
You know.
I've done
You're a straight edge.
for the most part. I drink.
You're not some hard.
I drink very little.
Yeah.
I've smoked weed maybe a handful of times in my life, but beyond that, I've got friends. They've tried out the shrooms. They've tried out the a little bit of acid or
microdose
stuff.
LSD, but that's
Microdose LSD isn't a drug.
yeah.
It's just
Steve Jobs did it.
I do it to go to sleep. It's
Yeah,
as simple as
no,
that.
it's
Definitely don't keep any.
I put it in my orange.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think I do this podcast? You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna do this without microdosing it.
But the important
yeah.
thing is, for
Jason's
somebody
like, I
who
have a family. I have to get out of here.
for somebody who
I was about to
doesn't.
say, have you guys ever done fucking Lucky Charms? Bro, that shit's addictive.
Oh man, all that sugar,
It's
dude.
just like a bowl full of Lucky
Holy
Charms.
That is, yeah, the
shit,
sugar.
it
I
is.
mean, you're gonna get
Midnight?
hooked on that thing, man.
It'll mess you up.
Sugar
Dude.
is supposed to be one of the most addictive substances.
Arguably, if it is to be an addictive substance too, probably the one that leads to the most deaths in the United States.
Yeah.
And think about how many people have heart disease and all this shit, the amount of
It's
sugar
sugar.
we consume in this country.
Sugar.
But
Anyway,
no, the point is, I'm not really one to fall into substances, and I'm watching this film, and I'm like, that looks kind of nice. Yeah. Who did, I'm not gonna like score. Do we know who the name of the person is? Rob also did the score. The score really.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who's
Rob Dubs.
Rob Dubs.
Rob Dubs did the score.
Wait,
The
why
score
was there
is-
another? Wait, there's another
No, there's
Rob
someone
who worked
else.
on this movie.
Rob Abate.
Oh yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, okay. So he probably helped with the sessions and the
Rob
engineering.
A. Yeah, Rob A. produced.
Watch out for that name.
Beep beep.
Rob A. produced. Rob Dubs did. He shot it. he
Composition.
edited it,
Okay.
He wrote it. He directed it.
Amazing.
I saw that he edited it too. I was like,
He
God
scored
damn.
it.
Damn. This is his baby.
This is, man. He.
Wait, so that yeah. Can you speak to whatever extent you can? I mean, did you talk with Rob about that how it's because I mean even for Magnolia Flowers I didn't do that many, I didn't play that many roles because I fucking can't. Like, so what did Rob speak with you about that when you acquired the film? Like,
I think Rob just had such a clear vision for it.
yeah.
He really, and he made a film before, and I don't know anything about it, but
Yeah.
I think that eventually, as a creative, you realize sometimes there's one way to do something,
Sure.
and it's very much so maybe not the best approach to do everything from
Yeah.
a time perspective, or maybe from an energy.
Yeah.
Like you might start to feel burnt out really quick.
Yeah.
But I think he just had such a clear vision.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to.
He had to do it this
Yeah,
time around.
exactly.
Yeah. I didn't get the sense that it was from a lack of budget or anything either, because this thing feels, and you and I said it this morning, what did you say? You said something, you phrased it better than me, something about, this feels like, maybe you is the thing you just said, I'm confusing things, conflating things. But basically it feels bigger budget than it is.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't feel low budget enough to take me out of the movie at all.
For sure.
But it's also not, to be fair to it, it's not operating on the budgets that some movies that are coming out now, Rayman, 200 million, it's not operating anywhere close to that. So it's sort of towing a line, and I thought it towed that line extremely well.
Yep.
I don't know if you can
Towing a middle line between a $200 million.
Yeah, well, you know that line.
Yeah.
You know that line.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
there's $199 million.
But what I wanted to get
I'm
at
not
before,
phrasing what I'm trying to
you're
say
totally
very
fine.
well.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is, regardless of the actual stats and budget, this film feels like something the audience can accept and enjoy when they're watching it. Exactly. Regarding the budget,
Yeah,
regarding
by the way, people are buying into this fucking thing because
Yeah.
they're rating it, pretty highly.
Exactly.
On IMDb and shit. I don't know how. It seems like you do pay attention to that stuff.
I do
but
pay attention. Did you like my professional Are we friends on Facebook?
I'm not on
Are we
Facebook.
friends on
we
Facebook?
we
I'm
might
not
be
on
friends on
I
Facebook.
made an ultra professional post. I found someone leaving a troll 1-star review. I found their
You got
company
'em?
Facebook page. Dude, under the floor.
Wait, so what did you say?
Oh, dude, hold on.
No, we
Hold
have
up,
to
because
see
this is it's Revenge of the Nerds right now.
Yeah, let's go.
We need to like. It is shitty, man, that people fucking do that. It's
Oh,
shitty.
dude, I mean, come on. Of course, it's just like, what are you getting out of this?
This is the kind of shit that Gabe knows. This is the kind of shit that gets me fired up.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
I
In the kitchen,
said
like these motherfuckers.
so it's so easy to find. Like, that's their username.
Okay.
They left a 1-star.
We're not gonna out the username, but they're.
And then like all you had to do is look up the username
And you
to
found
find
them.
Under the Floor Productions.
Oh, damn.
And then I was just like, hey, if you're gonna create a brand new account just to troll our new film, make it a little harder to figure out.
Oh,
Whoa!
shit!
Damn.
So
Wait, you got got.
yeah, I did.
You're gonna try to fuck with Chase
Done,
Crawford.
son.
You're fucking with the Movie Addicts
That's
podcast.
it. Yeah. Don't fuck with us.
What did we say on the Movie Addicts podcast? If you're gonna come on here, you come on swinging. Chase Crawford swinging.
That's it,
It's
baby.
Muhammad Ali level swings.
Let's
it's Hank
go.
Aaron level swings.
That's
it's Barry
it.
Bonds pre and post steroids level swings. Dude, it's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
Mike
shit
Tyson,
like we've
Mike
never
Tyson.
seen before.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck this fuck.
You're a bozo. Your product
Under
stinks.
Floor Productions or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Low. What is it called? Lower level.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, piece of shit productions. Fuck you. Don't fuck with River Road. Don't
Yeah.
fuck with Chase Crawford. Don't
Done.
fuck with 4x3. Don't fuck with the Movie Addicts podcast.
Yeah.
God
That's
damn.
it.
Let's go.
That's it, son. That's it.
Fuck.
All right. Well.
All right. Well, we got that out of the way. Got
So,
that out of the
anyways,
way.
about
The score.
The
I was.
genre.
I,
the score is
action.
awesome. The score
Yeah.
is awesome.
oh, I just wanted to
Yeah.
say real quick with the score.
I like the score for a lot of reasons. Anyway, go on.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to school for acting, but I studied some musical theater. I've been playing piano since 2nd grade. I had my fair share of just like writing songs, lyrics. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I'm gonna hang out with Chase for a second. You can go to sleep. But the point is, like, the music is the shit that really sticks out
No,
to me
it's
when
awesome,
I'm
it's
watching. Good night.
joking.
Good night.
it's a little bit of
Come
a
on,
vibe.
man.
It's definitely a vibe. It's definitely, and
He's
those
sleepy.
moments
That's
with
a
the
good way to
drugs.
put it in a good way, a way that fits the story.
Right, and
Yeah.
when the drugs were happening, in those moments I was kind of falling in love with the relationship, yet also falling in love with the drugs, and I really think the music elevated those moments. Like, otherwise, like, yes, pretty imagery and editing, the music was like the glue holding that together for me.
I also didn't feel I tend to I have a bone to pick with movies that are overscored, and I think this movie is if anything kind of underscored. It's like not the score is there to enhance the scene. The score
Yeah.
is not there to make the scene. You know, like especially in all those purely there's a lot of purely visual sequences in here. And those are really meant to underscore, really help the drug storyline or their progression in their relationship with heroin to help that move along. And the score is maybe the most noticeable in those sequences, but I think it's really there in a way to enhance. It's not there to overtake the scene, or because I sometimes see I feel like ever since the early 2000s, like John Williams scoring Star Wars and shit, people think it needs to be like da-da-da, you know, like some crazy
Right.
shit, and it's like no, we don't. These days, especially, people have heard of a zillion and one movie scores.
For sure.
They don't need to be banged over the head with it. You know, the score could just be there to It felt very subtle, particularly in that first sequence you're talking about with where they snort heroin for the first time. They lie in
For
the
sure.
bathtub, that whole thing, and Travis is explaining why he liked doing heroin.
I think on what you're saying, music is like a very easy trap to do too much on
Yeah,
principle
really
that
easy trap.
there was a time, like you're saying,
It does depend
with
on the
Star
movie, by
Wars,
the way, but
there's
yeah.
a time with Star Wars where studios are discovering original big IP. We got John Williams on it, you got big music, and now the
It
culture,
has to be full orchestra. it has
yeah,
to
now
be
the
all
culture
shit,
is getting
yeah.
used to big music behind big pictures. And then the advent of the internet happens, and suddenly we have more access.
So what?
The advent of the
Wait,
internet.
what is that?
Oh, let me tell you. Let me give you just a
Can I
second.
look him up?
Uh,
What's his
25
name? Inter.
I like this bully Gabe character.
It's fine. This is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is good. Oh, it's not a character, Chase. don't get it twisted.
No, it's not
a
a character. I hate this guy. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, son. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight.
We're gonna go blow to blow. So advent of the internet happens, and suddenly now people are. It's kind of like CGI is being used too much today,
Yeah, I agree.
and it's because now it's lots of access. Lots of people can do it. There's lots of free plugins on After Effects and shit. Same thing with music. People are constantly pooling just too many free tracks, or they're trying to hire musicians for cheap and then dumping too much in the moment.
Totally.
And Rob, in his vision, managed to not fall into that trap and just have specific moments that.
Yeah, Rob was
Yeah.
sort of. I got the sense Rob was like, I'm going to score when I need to, and it's never going to be too much. and I just respect the shit out of that. I mean, that's like personally, that's more in line with my own creative approach to score, and so I respected it was a real recognized, real kind of moment between me and Rob Dobbs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob.
So like a couple seconds ago, you mentioned the genre, action thriller.
Yeah, you brought it up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we circle back to that?
Yeah, let's circle back.
So
There's a specific movie this movie reminded me. Sorry, not Chase. Go.
Yeah, you cut his ass off.
no, I was gonna say, I think like action thriller. You were asking, I guess, why it's labeled as that.
Mm-hmm,
I think that's where like the most success has been found in terms of
Whoops. Okay,
And we're gonna
action
be,
thriller.
Chase is about to make a brilliant point. We're gonna be right back with the Movie Addicts
There we go.
podcast. Chase is pissed. He's
Oh, you
gonna
got that?
find us.
I got it.
It's back
Okay.
on. We're good.
And
We're rolling.
we're back.
got it, baby.
We're good.
We're back with the movie. The
Thank you, naked cameraman.
Turned it back
Thank
on.
you.
Well, it is funny,
Yeah,
right?
shake that booty.
It's got the little green standby on the, or
Yeah.
no, the recording. It's my hero.
Do you have
The
to
thing
pay
is,
extra for
now
that?
I'm realizing the audience is going to start, shitting. No offense to Naked Cameraman, but the audience is going to start criticizing him for the fact that you have to stand up and reset the camera every
You're right,
30
you're right.
minutes
I
when we
know.
have these naked cameramen. What are they doing?
I wish I could
I'm
tell
going
you.
to call the union, Oh, you're going
Don't
to call the union on me? I'm going
Please
to call the union on
don't
you,
call the
you
union.
son of a
Please
bitch.
don't call the union
This
on
is
them.
what people in LA do. In Cincinnati,
Yeah.
they just fucking fight.
That's right. We call
We just
unions
called the
here.
union over here.
We call unions here in the city
well,
of
I'm
Angels.
gonna call.
Oh, you're going to call the union,
Yeah.
man? I'm going to call the union, man.
No.
Wait, you alright?
Rick, you need more water? I thought your water fell. Okay.
All right.
Chase is
so
about to make like a
genre.
great
Action
point,
thriller.
and
And then
action thriller.
the naked-
Go on.
yeah.
Explain the rationale behind action thriller.
I think like as far as genre goes, there's a lot of drama in these being released. It's kind
Yeah,
of
man.
hard to stand out in that lane.
Yeah.
I think the strategy in indie film marketing for us is like double down on what makes the film unique.
Totally.
And because here's the thing, ultimately people don't like action thrillers. We're gonna lose them 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Yeah.
And, like,
You
this-
might lose them 10 minutes in, right?
Yeah,
They don't like
exactly.
action thrillers.
Right.
Like, yeah.
We,
Yeah.
we want to like prepare them for what they're getting, but also not give a lot of the film away. And
Yeah.
though there's like a decent amount of like character building that happens before it gets into just like
Totally.
get back here.
1000%. And I think this movie does that really well. There's a lot of other things I want to say about. First of all, this
Go
movie
for it.
had little hints. I would like to know if Rob, if I'm right about this, but I probably am because I'm a goddamn cinephile.
Go on. Go on.
There are
go
hints
on.
of Heat in here, like the Michael Mann movie with Bob De Niro and Val Kilmer, and like first of all, legendary heist movie. There are like hints of that in here, like particularly in the scene where Travis is speaking to his sponsor.
Right.
That framing, all the framing and color in that scene, was very Heat. It was very Michael Mann to me. I don't know if Rob was like going for that, but it seemed like he was.
Dude, that whole diner, that whole background is CGI. I'm sure you could you tell? Or no?
Yeah, I know I could, but it doesn't.
Honestly, it didn't cross my
It
mind.
didn't matter though. It doesn't matter because that's
it made
Heat
the
to me.
scene
That's
look
Michael
so
Mann
much
to
better.
me.
Though. It originally looked like just like a roadside diner.
Okay.
And then he like put it up in the
Yeah.
city
Yeah.
skyline behind it. I thought it was
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
That totally still worked for me because it's
But
it's
yeah.
Heat. It's part of the genre. The action thriller genre has I think there's latitude for like pulpiness in the genre. So in Heat, even you'll notice in that movie, like there is some scenes with like literally it's Bob De Niro, like considered one of the greatest film actors ever, and there's like some almost like corny kind of LA city like night cityscape backgrounds, kind of like, and it's like it's the 90s, so it's like not CGI necessarily, but it's like clearly like a I don't know what it is. It's like a
It's bullshit.
practical. Yeah, it's bullshit, and it looks kind of. First of all, no, and I'm not even. No, hold on.
LOL.
Fuck you, man.
No, dude. I mean, like, no. That's seriously.
No.
Dude, I
But
just
this,
would sum it
what
up.
I'm saying, Chase, is that the background in that scene in River Road looks even better than this fucking thing I'm talking about in Heat. Like in Heat, it looks like shit, and it's okay because I think it's part of the genre. It's part of that like pulpy action thriller genre. Is that you have a little bit of latitude to kind of do stuff that's like, wait, I know this is a movie. Wait a minute, you're being reminded that it's a movie, but that's okay. It really is. Like, so I wasn't trying to say it was bullshit.
No.
Trying to say,
No, I was describing whatever you were saying.
Yeah.
The shot, whatever old-timey shot.
Okay, yeah. But
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like, but think
It
about it.
didn't
It's literally
work. It was
Robert De
terrible.
Niro in front of a background where I'm like, wait, what? Like me, film student, is able to be like, this doesn't look too great. It's a Michael fucking Mann movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I felt like Rob Wiley was kind of pulling from. It felt like he was pulling from Heat. Maybe he wasn't doing that intentionally, but
When I first saw the film, like, I saw a lot of Soderbergh in it.
okay,
Like,
sure. Also,
Style-wise.
yes.
The color job and everything is
Yeah.
pretty unique.
Yep.
It leans like, I don't know, some of the scenes almost feel like kind of Blade Runner-y.
Yeah,
Ooh,
also
like, I don't know if
yeah,
that's
that
a good
nighttime when
reference
they're
point.
walking up by the columns and there's neon lights everywhere.
Yeah.
There was even some stuff that was sort of like almost like this is like sort of a fringe reference, but like Gaspar Noé. Like there was even some like kind of like French cinema shit in there. Again, I
Alright,
don't know.
We're definitely operating
Mr.
on the same
AFI.
level.
Come
All
on,
right,
baby.
fuck,
We're
man.
gonna have to let you go, man.
You have a master's in what? No, this is the AFI congratulations party.
Yeah, whatever.
Yay!
Yay.
Three,
Clap
two,
sound effect.
Two, one.
Fuck. Okay.
It's all good, Dale.
But
It's all good.
so
You're definitely not better than us. Don't you worry.
no, but God. Well, like let's get Rob Dubs. How about Rob? Watch this episode, Rob, and weigh in and tell me whether these assholes are just being assholes or whether I really know my stuff.
You do.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I mean,
Inspirational.
Yeah.
look, you honestly have probably a deeper cinematic palette than me. My favorite movies are like School of Rock.
So wait, first of all, that's a great movie. Rich Linklater.
It really
a
is
fucking
fantastic
brilliant
film.
motherfucker. Anyway, sorry.
Windy City Heat.
Never seen that.
Same.
Windy City Heat. God damn. Wait, who?
What's it about? Who's in it?
Yeah,
Who directed
who's in
it?
it?
Man, we're about to go down the rabbit
Hold on.
hole.
Give us like
sir.
give us a 60-second thing on it.
Two comedians
Okay.
convince a third person
Okay.
that they got them an audition for a lead role in a movie that they're starring in, but the whole thing is fake. There's cameras everywhere,
Oh my
and this
God.
guy has no patience, no
Yeah.
talent, and just you see him become.
Wait, this sounds incredible.
It's hidden camera.
Yeah.
They tried to like, so it's free on YouTube.
Oh, right.
It's a great film, and who is it?
Is it like the YouTube with ad shit, or is it just straight up on
No,
YouTube?
it's just like
Okay. Yeah.
it's
yeah,
pirated to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Shut up.
Executive produced by Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
What?
This is like some early 2000s Comedy Central shit that they tried to bury because
Oh no
they came after it for like bullying, saying that they were bullying this guy. But this is like before Jackass. No one had paved the
Oh,
way.
it's straight up hidden camera.
Oh yeah, they're like literally like he's lactose intolerant, and for a scene they make him drink a milkshake twice, and then they do the sex scene afterwards, and he like is shitting himself.
Oh.
Like, and they bring in a stunt double for this like scene,
Wow.
dude. And this guy,
That's so
like,
fucked
he
up.
just his ego gets more and more inflated as he thinks that he really is a star of a movie, and that these
Yeah.
cameras are following him because he's going to be the next star. He still lives in he lives at hold on, what is it, 4422 Reseda Boulevard, apartment 102.
Okay,
They've
wait.
totally doxed this man.
No.
They've totally doxed this man.
This poor
They have a
guy.
podcast. No, so they did a podcast for 7 years called the Big Three Podcast.
Yeah.
Don Barris, who's a regular at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Walter Malinsky,
Yeah.
who's won a fucking Emmy for
Oh
his
my
writing
God.
on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And then this Perry Caravello guy who they just have fucked with for 35
Jesus
years.
Christ. This sounds wild. So this is like
It
a
sounds
cult,
like
this is a
once he
cult
was.
it has a cult following kind of
Definitely.
thing. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
they did like a big anniversary of the film
Yeah.
a few years
That
ago.
sounds wild.
Dude, they had a pool.
We gotta watch this game.
Oh, dude, so this guy that they messed with makes a living on Twitch now, and people just like DoorDash him milkshakes and like.
You're lying.
I'm not even
to
kidding.
me.
No, it's still like a thing.
So
Like,
now that he's in on the joke, he's kind of cashed in on it.
definitely,
right?
people will fuck with him and be like, "Can't wait for the pool party at your apartment complex this weekend." Because during the reunion,
Yeah.
like everyone went over to his apartment complex, like threw a pool party, and then like he came out to yell, and so he calls all of their fans drug addicts.
Okay.
Like he's like, dude, the only people that watch that movie are drug addicts. Like he became a Jehovah's Witness, and then like totally just like
What a story.
lived long enough to become the villain essentially.
Wow.
And
This is some real That's just art bleeding into life.
But then
bleeding
the
into
fans
art.
play into it too. He calls the fans drug addicts. They go into his apartment and steal all of his spoons.
Dude,
Like,
Just like
yeah,
heat it up and fucking
exactly.
just-
that's
That's
crazy.
messed
This
up.
is crazy. This is like blowing my mind a little bit.
Windy City Heat.
Right now. Okay, holy
Windy
shit. Okay.
City Heat.
That's
Jimmy
a
Kimmel's brother
fucking
scored
wild.
that movie.
Dude,
I like
what
hearing
is
stuff
going
about
on
these
with this
big
movie?
guys.
I have to see
Yeah.
that.
Adam Carolla is in it.
Adam Carolla's
Dude.
in it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Who's the other guy that auditions at the beginning?
Danny Cook.
Really?
Dane Cook's in it?
No, he's the casting director. The guy that comes out dressed exactly like Perry.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
oh,
One of
yeah,
our naked
the-
cameraman's
the,
talking right now. Oh shit.
Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
Carson Daly.
Carson
Yeah.
Daly
Oh,
is in this
wow.
movie. Yeah, thanks, naked
Thanks,
camera
naked
guy.
cameraman.
Naked-
Wow.
Really hip on Carson Daly.
We'll
culture.
pay you overtime for that. No, we won't.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
What are your all cinematic palettes?
Oh my goodness.
But like, give me
fuck.
like low hanging fruit, something that people who understand cornhole could have watched.
Uncut Gems is one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
Which feels it's like the most pop art thing that's highest on my list. Like Uncut Gems feels like genuine like pop art. Like the fact that like The Weeknd pops up in there and like the kind of cultural references they're playing on, like early 2000s hip hop and shit. Like all that shit it felt like that movie was like made for me. Like kid who grew up on early 2000s hip hop and who is like a huge Weeknd fan, like was a huge Weeknd fan before he became The Weeknd, which is now like one of the biggest artists in the fucking world. Adam Sandler, you know, it's sort of Uncut Gems is sort of like I feel like the Safdie brothers throwing like they're like kind of just being like what can we pack into this movie that's gonna get like a kid who like came of age in the early 2000s, like what's gonna get like he or she like so ridiculously excited to see in a movie. And that movie is like it feels accessible to me, but it also feels very artful, and it's also just it makes me laugh, it makes me fucking have a panic attack. It's awesome. That movie fucking rocks. So like that's just that's lower hanging fruit. In terms of like really lower hanging fruit, like Spring Breakers, dude.
Okay.
Dude, that movie slaps. The fact that Gucci Mane just pops up in there is crazy to me. James Franco.
I was about to say, big James Franco
James
fan
Franco.
still.
Yeah.
Nah.
Joe, whatever, man. James, hit me up on the email.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh, man.
well, you're down to direct that Castro movie, right?
Castro movie.
Yeah.
James Franco's getting dragged right now because he was getting cast as Fidel
What?
Castro.
He's not getting dragged. I saw a lot of people saying congratulations.
Oh,
James.
oh yeah, absolutely.
This is such a big role for you.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Here's the thing, like, Jesus. Let's not go down the
Okay,
James Franco
sounds
rabbit
good.
hole.
We'll go the other
Because
way.
we could just go, we could be
Yeah.
hours here. We could be talking about all sorts of goddamn things.
Did you listen to Hoodie Allen growing up?
Yeah.
This is going. You're doing.
It's a little like.
I could tell. No. What if that was the
No, I
punchline?
didn't listen to Hoodie Allen. I listened to like actual hip hop, dude. Like,
Mac Miller?
yeah, of course. Like Lil Wayne.
Dude, I'm
fucking-
not trying to front, but me and the naked camera guys won a 3v3 basketball game at Blue Slide Park like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what is Blue Side? Wait, now, see, I'm not enough of a Mac Miller fan to.
I'm
We'll move on.
learning as we go.
It's the park.
Fuck!
It's the name of one of
It's
his
the name of,
projects.
yeah. And
Oh,
it's
see,
like,
I'm not enough of a. I'm a
So
Mac
cool
Miller
album.
fan.
It's fine, dude. You're a hip hop head.
Yeah, dude. Fuck. Yeah, the naked camera. You're fired. You're fired.
Wow.
You're fired, man.
we're
Made me
gonna
look
have,
like an asshole on my
we're
show.
gonna have to,
man.
we have a lot of B-roll to shoot.
Yeah, dude. God,
Are we
no.
writing all of the shot?
Oh, we're keeping it all.
I'm not even
gonna
whatever,
pretend
Dude. Now I don't
that I
even
know
want to talk
hip-hop,
hip hop because
not
I got
even pretend.
embarrassed with their reference that I didn't.
What are you
get.
embarrassed about?
God.
Let it go, baby. Say something that nobody else knows right now. Hip hop fact. Go.
No, I can't,
3,
man. I can't.
2. 1.
I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. I can't. pull
What'd you guys
something
think
out of my
about
ass.
Fresno? We haven't talked about Fresno.
I
Or do you want
love
to talk
the
about
character.
like Julia Fox and the Safdie brothers? Which way? do you
No,
wanna
no,
go?
no. I could talk about the Safdie brothers forever. No, let's get back to River Road.
Okay.
I will say I like the Lego movie. Am I allowed to like the Lego movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
of course.
That movie's
Do you
so
remember
good.
when they released it for free on YouTube, but only in ad
No.
form?
What?
Yeah, they released it for free, but it was only as a pre-roll ad. So like you would get hit with this ad that's an hour and 37 minutes long.
You're
and you could either
kidding.
watch the video that you were going to watch or watch the Lego
That's
movie.
fucking brilliant. Phil Lord's killer producer.
Wait, I don't understand. Wait, you could watch?
They literally released it as an advertisement so people would A, know about it, and B, just be able to watch the entire thing. The whole thing.
Wild.
I love
Welcome
that.
to the 21st century, dude.
I'd love to work on an animated movie one day.
Yes.
That's actually something that I haven't done that I would love to
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I would, personally.
Dale, I think you would kill it. I think.
No, Chase, you go do that animated movie, man. I'll be here.
Well, I have this script that is like prime for animation, like an adult animation.
Oh, you want to do adult? Okay. Adult animation.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make Sophia the First.
I can't do like kid like with where Disney's headed right now. I don't know.
Dude.
Disney right now, I'm like, they're not making this shit they used to slap. Like they've abandoned the
I
old
will
recipe.
say their whole like let's buy Pixar because they're so good is now 10 years later like
Disney's
it's not
sucking
the
pond
same.
water.
It's
these
No.
not the
days.
same.
It's not. And
Pixar needs to be allowed to make original IP that's not influenced by the big mouse. Otherwise, like I'm just
the
losing,
mobster, the
I'm
Godfather.
losing faith, man. I like was it in high
It's
school?
like, you watch South Park at all?
no. I've seen the best episodes.
There's a South Park
But
episode
not
where
all
the
of them.
Jonas Mickey Mouse is a character and he's like this really bad guy, and he like basically like is extorting the Jonas Brothers and it's a whole thing.
It's a whole
but
thing.
It's anyway.
a whole thing.
Anyway.
I saw the Joseph Smith episode.
See, I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen. All right. No.
I've seen Book of
Chase
Mormon, so
Crawford and
there's
I
got
are
to be
all
some
cross wires
crossover
and
there.
shit. We were.
Bum 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 bum. Yeah.
Sounds freaking great.
I thought we fired that Nick cameraman.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Call this fucking union rap, dude.
All right, back to River Road.
Yo, we
River
said
Road.
no clothes.
Well, now he's
He's wearing socks now. Come on, man.
Oh,
Get your act
Jesus.
together.
Come on.
What
Anyway,
do you guys?
Fresno. Can we
Fresno.
talk
Fresno.
Fresno?
Let's talk Fresno.
Fresno.
And then I have a
Gabe.
question for you.
Okay. All right, Gabe. Thoughts on Fresno? Because I have thoughts, but I want you to share first.
Thank you. So generous man. Fresno.
Do you remember which character?
No, I was about to
he
be like,
was?
which character's Fresno? First introduction, we bust into his apartment with Travis solo. And then the second time we see him, it's with Travis and Zoe, right? We don't see him anytime in between. I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
I kind of like that character on principle that we meet him as somebody we go to
Yeah.
in his environment. The first time we see him, he's the boss, he's a bad bitch, he's completely in control.
Yeah.
The second time we see him in a compromised situation, and then we see the result of being in a compromised situation.
Totally.
And that shit is interesting because he's like fun and wheeling and dealing in the opening scene with Trav, and then suddenly we find out how unhinged this guy actually is. And the scary thing is,
Well, he's teetering there already.
But the
he's
point
already
is-
on the edge of being fucking completely
but think
nuts,
about this.
and then he is
He's-
pushed to the limit, right?
Think about
Like,
this. Most of us, if we're gonna behave unhinged, where are we gonna behave like that? In the comfort of our own home, not in public.
which is why he's very.
This
He is
guy-
similar to the character in Boogie Nights.
Right. So
Alpha
this
movie,
guy, I was gonna
which I
say,
can't fucking
Fresno
remember
is
the
more
character's
normal in the house, and when he goes out into the world, oh my lord, this guy's losing his shit. He's bringing a piece with him. He's ready to like drop people like
he
flies.
is. The guy is unhinged by
Yes,
the end.
absolutely.
Talking Happy Meals. He's like, yeah, he's toting a pistol just out
Yep.
around, it's flying around. The best part, the shit where it really heated up for me, was when Fresno pulls up on Travis and just starts popping shots.
Not
Not even
question.
thinking about it, really.
No
And
question.
by the way, that really worked for me because I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this guy's just... He's
Yeah.
going to skid right up and... You know what I mean? Because I was like, how far... It was hard to tell at first, like, how much... To what extent Fresno was all talk and all bark and no bite.
Right,
It was
right,
hard
right.
to tell.
Yeah.
And then once he starts, like, pulling up and just in broad daylight, it's just, like, popping shots at Travis's...
Yeah, because he
you know,
really,
the car that Travis is
not to be
hiding
crass,
behind.
but he was talking about when Fresno was getting robbed, and he was super pissed, and Trav's going through the freezer,
Yeah.
and Zoe's got the gun on him. You can't tell if it's just bark. If he's like, yeah, you better get excited because we're gonna take turns with your girl and shit like that.
Yeah, he's saying some pretty, like, gruesome
Some
shit.
pretty
Yeah.
terrible shit.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, he rolls up ready to do a drive-by, like no blink.
Yeah.
No blinks. you
Yeah.
know?
I thought Fresno too. One of my favorite moments is when I thought that like Rob did a nice job incorporating some real nuance to the character by having him sort of square up with, I keep forgetting the fucking character's name. Primo. Yeah, like
Primo.
Travis's
Cole.
buddy.
Yeah.
Sober buddy. Like then you see Primo take his shirt off and he has all the same tattoo. He has all the tattoos
I
like
love
Fresno.
that.
And that was really smart directing. I so shout out to Rob Dubs. Like that was nice, really nice, smooth directing where you go, oh shit, that's where Primo really did, because Primo sort of sells it at the top. Like when Primo's like, oh no, I don't know, haven't seen Fresno in a while. You're like, wait, so is Primo kind of a square guy who got into this lifestyle?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, Primo was in that lifestyle.
Indeed.
And like you don't know that until he takes off his shirt, until he pops the top, and you're like, oh fuck. Primo is a hard motherfucker,
Also-
and now is like on a different path, but he's still willing to like take Fresno down for the sake of his friend, for the sake of like, it seems like there is almost like a higher purpose there of like almost for the good of the community kind of thing,
Right.
a little bit. Like not that he's like this super ultra righteous guy, because it doesn't seem like that character is, but he's sort of like, you know, Fresno, like let's wrap this up. Like this is crazy. You're being crazy.
It
You've
just
been
make me
crazy
wonder-
for so long. Like
I feel like there's a whole story around Primo alone because
he could have his own like
totally
spin-off
could.
movie for sure.
I just love the
I
fact
felt
that
like-
like this guy seems like something happened, which would have been in this spin-off film,
Yeah.
pushed him in the right direction. This guy is really intelligent because whatever life he's living, trying to get himself back on the right course, the fact that he can play 4D chess with Fresno by the end of it,
Totally.
bring a piece, intimidate it, level the playing field, get the guy to put the gun down, and then only have a fist
Yeah.
fight. Because if they ended up shooting earlier on, he would not have been able to do anything.
Yeah, man.
But he knew that Fresno would respect that. He knew Fresno that well that he would respect that.
Yeah.
Put the piece down, and then he played him.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, in my opinion, that really shows, on the one hand, super smart guy, also, like, he knows the streets.
Totally.
Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, he's really interesting character.
Really interesting character. One of my favorite characters, personally. Other than Bugs. Shout out to Bugs.
I'll take a root beer.
I love when he says that, dude. Dude, the Bugs character
Oh,
fucking rocks.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Because he's so real. Like, at least in my, the guy's literally plucked from, like, directly from my world experience. Anyway.
Yeah, Primo, I feel like Primo is the only character that he's really choosing to do the right thing.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, Zoe, we find out about her intentions.
Yeah.
Travis, I want to say he has good intentions, but he's always fallen back into the shit, you know? And I think it's because ultimately he has so much to deal with internally that he can't help but compromise.
Yeah.
Fresno chooses the hard life,
Yes.
but he leans one way and that's it. I don't think it ever occurs to him that like there's another or a better way. Like
I don't
this
think he
is
thinks
the
about
best
that.
way.
No, I don't think he
And
thinks
so
about that.
Cole, he was in the shit. He chooses a different way,
Yeah.
runs in the opposite direction, but then for him to go back, it feels like he's like, all right, I'm making the choice to go back. I'm not getting pulled into this shit. I'm not going to feel like I'm being compromised or sucked into it.
Yeah, man.
Chooses. I don't know. I think there's a lot of power behind that intention.
Yeah.
You know? Like, again, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, Travis comes off kind of wishy-washy. Oh, you know, maybe, you know, I guess I'll do some more
That is
heroin,
Travis's
you know,
character,
maybe,
for
you know.
sure.
But, like,
Yeah.
Cole Primo's like, okay, this is a problem. I'm going to do a 180 real quick. I'm going to get the conclusion I want, and then I'm not getting involved again, you know?
Yeah,
There's
which
power behind that decisiveness.
and it's a great way to give two characters a full character arc, right? To give Fresno and Primo, give both of them character arcs, right? It's really
Yep.
strong. Shout out to Rob Dubs for that writing and
Shout
directing.
out Rob Dubs.
Well done,
Rob,
Dubs.
Rob,
well
come
done.
on the Movie Addicts podcast, man. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it
Yeah,
happen.
baby.
We
dude.
toured this movie independently.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask
theatrically.
you about that. So I wanted to ask you about because I'm mentioning like I had two chances to watch the film. One of which was in my bedroom alone. The other of which was with Gabe in his room on a
Word.
better TV, better sound system, etc. And it really was a way better experience watching it with another person. And not that like I think that's true of like maybe all movies. Is like movies are just better kind of shared.
Some films feel like they're made for the small screen. For like
Yes.
this generation, they can watch in bed late at night. But some movies just play better on a silver or like on a big screen.
So my question is, Chase, like your involvement in the theatrical, it seems like it had a kind of a small theatrical run. So how was it received with audiences? The movie.
I think that was the fun part, was seeing it live, because you hear the
The reaction. Yeah.
or
Yes,
like the
yes.
like the laughs when
Yes.
it's supposed to be laughs,
Exactly,
and the
yes.
gaps
Yes.
when the twists happen.
Yes.
That is like
That's fun, right?
Woo!
Ooh, yeah. And it felt like to Rob Dubb's credit again, it felt like Rob was leaving a lot of room for that. A
Yeah.
lot of room for those moments where you chuckle or you fill the gaps in the scene. You know what I mean? Because like in certain scenes, it felt like he was leaving some space for like where audience laughs would go. So it did feel like this movie was sort of designed to be viewed with other people. It was designed to be taken seriously enough, but not too seriously, is the vibe I got from it. And I liked that balance. And that's what made it so enjoyable watching it with Gabe in particular. Granted, I always like watching movies with Gabe, but sometimes we're not on the same page.
For sure,
with stuff,
for sure.
but,
And then we go to blows.
yeah, and then we fight.
And then I pull your hair really hard and you cry.
Yeah,
You don't cry.
I'm about to. No.
Let me get the Kleenex.
Yeah, get the Kleenex, man. Thank you, cameraman. Get the Kleenex. Oh wait, we fired him.
So regarding theatrical release, I think this is one thing that I'm super duper interested in terms of pulling back the curtain for the audience. One thing we get excited about, Dale mentioned earlier how we had director of photography on last time, and they were able to speak to a lot of like the choices on the lens. I learned a thing or two about anamorphic versus spherical lenses, and we also talked about lighting and practicals, especially for a horror film that's shot in the dark.
Yeah.
And so regarding a theatrical release, from somebody who works as a producer but also CEO of a company that deals with lots of distribution, where do you start? If you meet Rob Dubbs and you like the film,
ding ding
ding ding
right?
ding.
Like that's the answer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
where do you start? I think with each film for us, it's about aligning with what
Whose
realistic
water is this?
system.
That's yours, grab it.
Oh, I need it so badly, dude. All right, sorry. Chase,
Also,
keep going.
Naked Boys, if you want another water. Gotcha.
With each
It's not
film,
naked boys, to be clear. Naked adults.
Naked Boys
the
above
naked-
the age of 18.
the Naked Brothers.
Wait, the Naked Brothers band, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start playing.
I
Go,
love
go.
Nat Wolff and Alex Wolff, dude. They're awesome.
5, 6, 7, 8. Hell yeah. Oh, Alex Wolff was in the Naked Brothers band? You're lying
No,
to me.
dude, that's dead ass how he got his start.
Holy.
Now it all makes so
Nat,
much sense.
wait, Nat and Alex.
And
man.
Alex, yeah.
This is so upsetting. It all starts as like Disney teeny boppy get.
Yeah.
Okay, Chase was about to make a great point.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, with each filmmaker, we'll discuss what realistic success looks like for them and then
Okay.
throw some ideas out there.
Yep.
For us, with theatrical, we have to be so selective just because it's
Yeah.
a big cost to take on.
Mhm.
And there has to be secondary objectives we're knocking out while we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the LA premiere. It kind of twofolded into we'll do a bunch of meetings. We'll,
Great.
we made a little video that pretty much got some testimonials at the end that helped
Yeah.
us take it around and hey, real people like this sort
Yeah.
of deal.
Yeah.
But we did, we did Cincinnati, LA, Montana.
There we go.
All right,
Pause.
we'll be right back with the Movie Addicts podcast.
Yeah. And we're back.
You hitting that red button closest to you? Yeah.
And we're back with
I'm
the
super self-conscious about this shit.
Movie Addicts podcast.
Amazing. I always hit that one right there.
Chase,
Those are like-
so yeah.
We did a number of stops, and really, part of it is, obviously market awareness is one thing.
Yep.
Really, for us to go theatrical, we need some sort of name that's going to catch the eye of someone in a press release, right? Like if we're going to Montana and we don't even have a big enough name to get them to run our thing.
Yeah.
That's not really exciting.
Right.
To just as a starting point for
Yeah,
working
man.
up the mountain of theatrical.
Yeah.
Because so much of it is, I don't know that many people in Montana. We got,
I don't either.
we got a decent room of people at our screening. 30 minutes before the movie, we were at the ice cream stand begging people to come.
Oh wow!
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's so much hustling because we're bootstrapping it. It's not necessarily like the Montana Film Commission's hosting
Right.
a
Got it.
screening and bringing
Right.
300 people to us.
Yeah, yeah.
We're also going out there and finding people because, like, I think for us, we find a lot of success going to like college towns and
Yep.
communities like that because they relate to our films because we're curating a catalog
Yep,
of films
yep,
that's
yep.
kind of made for them to enjoy and consume. So that's, big picture would be cool to take all of our films on a run or even
Yeah.
do like, I was thinking, what if we did a little like 3-day stretch in New York where we did 2 films every night and it was
Yeah.
kind of like the 4x3 double screening weekend.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or if we, we haven't really done a horror movie, but I love like the creation of midnight screenings. Like I think that's such a
Yeah.
cool thing
Yeah.
because it really is. It's like there's no better way to get to your community than just like going full force after them. So that's kind of just on one half it's knowing who your audience is, but on the second half it's like we got to make at least enough money to not go broke on this.
Yeah, totally.
So
totally.
yeah, I mean we ran for a week in Beverly Hills.
Cool.
We did a couple days in Montana.
Cool.
We got stuck in Minnesota. I lost my wallet at the airport. Let's see, where else? There was a screening in Toledo.
So Minnesota didn't go well.
No.
Jeez Louise.
No.
Ah, terrible.
Got stuck there, and let's see, there was a screening in Toledo and somewhere else. There was, Vancouver.
Cool.
Yeah,
You went to Canada for that?
No, but that was kind of more on the Rob Dubs and co-sign.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, and that was like still October of last year, so venues were being particular about COVID and still needed COVID cards and stuff, which, I think kept people in just because there's a lot of people in Ohio not vaccinated.
Okay. Didn't know that.
I'm vaccinated.
There you go.
I'm
Nice, man.
fucking double vaxxed, dude.
Let's go, man.
I guess so.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, vax, boost, all that fun shit.
I'm not
man.
boosted.
Son of a
I'm
bitch.
I'm vaccinated, boosted, I think.
I'm not.
I was a sucker. I was. You know what it was?
We're talking vax now? We're talking vax?
We're talking back for a brief second.
Yeah, brief break.
I always, I can't help it. I grew up, my mom, when I was little, she would get me into the flu shot when I was little. And then the middle school, high school years was like, you seem fine. You seem fine. And then this whole thing goes down, and I got asthma. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, who I'm living with because I just left New York, God bless him, I'm living with him, and I can't really go out unless I take that on, So I felt good about that. But sometimes I felt like we all felt like we were kind of being pressured, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But there's no doubt that there's some responsibility in it as well, so.
My wife was pregnant during COVID.
Oh, boy.
Again,
Oof.
dude, for the 3rd time.
That's
man.
crazy, man.
Babies.
I know.
So you're one of those families, like, you got the baby on the way during
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
That's
I have
intense,
7,
man.
3, and 1.
Terrible.
Yeah,
That's
I
tough.
know, dude, and it's awesome.
But you got through it. You got through it, though.
Well, dude, not yet. There's still a lot of child raising left to do.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. You got through the birthing.
Oh
part
yeah,
of
yeah. Dude, it was actually there's a
You
funny.
got through that part.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So you have 3
So-
daughters, yeah?
3 daughters. Yeah,
The most recent daughter was born in 2020 or in the last, year?
in 2021.
Okay.
So
Damn.
Well,
yeah.
congratulations, though, on
Yes.
starting a family, raising a family.
Yeah, dude, I started
Fuck
a
yeah.
family as early as you legally could.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love that.
yeah.
18, got
Got a
married.
head start.
Head start, popping kids out of my wife's womb.
Well done. Well done.
And
Good shit, man. Yeah.
trying to not get stuck in the revolving door of class.
Right.
So
Right.
that's been a big evolution as far as like both of our lives goes. Just like trying to put on for our kids and
Yeah.
kind of leave them in a
Being ambitious, really.
Yeah,
You seem
exactly.
Like an ambitious guy. Yeah.
for sure, dude. I want my kids to be in a better spot than I was.
Yeah.
Not that I was in a bad spot, but I think a little bit goes a long way as far as
Yeah.
like perspective goes.
Totally,
So,
man. And yeah, I mean, I can tell that you're an ambitious guy. So, and you feel like that's part of the driving force for 4x3 as well is wanting to provide, wanting to be a provider for your family.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
of course. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's if it's, I don't know.
I'm assuming that the 4x3 is your goal of 4 girls and 3 boys. Is that
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
is that what's going on?
Don't pressure them.
It's like some redneck math. Yeah.
It's definitely not an aspect ratio thing. It's definitely
Not at all.
him
Definitely
wanting
not.
to have 7 children.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Totally makes sense.
I mean, providing obviously is a necessity. So, making that like the first base of a company versus like, I feel like some people try to put on and fake it till you make it, and they
Right.
make that the first base of their business.
Yeah.
First base needs to be like some level of sustainability.
And realism and
Yeah,
and,
like the
practicality. And all those
Starving
things.
artist is cool and fine. Starving family not so cool.
It's true.
So yeah, I was kind of like reverse engineering that, figuring out how to make it feasible. It took a while. Made like I think like 25 grand my first 2 years doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Living in like some apartment that was not a good situation, and yeah, dude, I was like living that for 2 years, and that sucked.
Yeah.
That was like $400 apartment. Like
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
neighbor's a
Damn.
drug dealer.
Yeah.
like,
Your neighbor was Fresno.
Not Fresno. No. He was actually nice.
Well,
And
he was down the hall. Fresno was down the hall.
no, that was some other guy.
Sorry.
Dude, it was like one of those periods in my life where it kind of felt like fucking 8 Mile, not being dramatic.
Yeah.
but it was like,
That's
dude,
a good.
I'm
good
literally
call.
going to school, fucking trying to PA, literally making nothing, working for free,
Yeah.
because that's what my peers can afford to work for free. So like if I can't, then I'm gonna be behind. Like that was just like my mentality, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
then I kind of took that energy into finding a mentor, because I think like, yeah, if you're listening right now and figuring out how to make it in the industry, it's by finding a collective of mentors.
You need
Can you
a few.
speak? Can you
Yeah. A
speak
few.
more to
At
that?
least a
Because
few.
like for myself or anybody else who's in a new city, I moved out here 6 months ago. That is not something I've currently found yet, and I do feel a little unmoored at times. What kind of value do you feel like you got with your mentor?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, my mentors are people who have produced $1 million films, ran huge companies. They've built things in their own right, but all of them are like very involved fathers, very, morally on the up and up as far as just like where their families
Right.
are
You're not just looking at them
prioritized.
professionally. You're looking at them as men. And,
Yeah, men of excellence. If
Yes.
you kind of like sum it up,
Mm.
it's like,
well-rounded men. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
These are guys who they've provided a good living for their family.
Yeah.
And they've kind of like figured out how to make it happen in the arts or in film specifically. So I have like a group of those people, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that you can extract from them, but most of it is what what a lot of my mentors did was really just like blindly support whatever I was passionate about at the time.
Yeah.
It was mostly just like, hey, I'm producing this $30,000 film, and instead of shitting on it and being like, good luck, buddy, like, I'm too
Yeah.
busy, I'm making this.
Which
I'm
people
doing
will
that.
do in this fucking business. They'll try to make you feel small and shit.
Yeah, they'll small.
Some people will.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of like, how are you doing? Like,
That's cool. Yeah.
Do you have all of the paperwork you need? Do you have extra? Like, it's like sending me Google Drive of forms just to like if we need anything.
Totally, dude. Totally.
That is worth more than college. Having good mentors, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I think like if you and I'm talking genuine mentors, if people that want to see you on the highest stage of success,
yes.
they will see that in you and build into, because a lot of it too is like, you know, these guys are 10 years older than me, so now they kind of see it as, man, what would have I done with this resources that he has and time connection. It's like sometimes it's hard for me to connect the dots from the 30,000 foot view because I'm still in the 10-foot view. So that's like the fun part, is just like, how has this all even gotten here? By a collective of people who have really cared about me, and then building a team that also believes in what we have going
absolutely
on. The shirtless camera guys.
Like we got the camera guys, we got the naked camera, like they're. Oh yeah, that was the other part we left out, is that Chase brought the new.
Chase has an entourage.
I didn't bring them, but I'm going home with them.
Yeah.
There we go. Well done.
Awesome. So he's got that, man. He's got all sorts of things. He's got. Okay. Well, you are quite literally, though.
Dude, the Hell's Angel.
You're staying with them right now. Hell's Angel's cameraman. You're staying with
The Hell's Angel one looks pissed, dude.
Yeah, he's pissed, dude.
Oh, my God. Dude, his veins are fucking bulging.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Man. Oh, jeez. No, but I think what you're saying, Chase, is super fucking cool. And, I mean, I hope you know it's inspiring to people like me and Gabe.
Absolutely.
Just this week, we're talking about like feeling
baby.
like not seen, feeling disregarded and shit, and, like this early on, and like, it is so nice when people take an interest and they you can tell they actually genuinely do support you and they do want to see you on that biggest stage possible. And like those people are few and far between in reality, because there's gonna be some snaky ass people who try to like make you feel small or like are jealous or whatever of what you've accomplished. But like, if you can always back the bark with like a work ethic, and you have enough people that validate you and go like, nah, what you're doing is legit, and like keep going, like you know you can do this shit for real. But I think it would be tough if no one, you know, if you go through this shit with no one to guide you, no one to like, you know, be like, no, you're actually you're on the right path to some extent, but here's what I can offer you, like in terms of information, like that shit's really valuable. So yeah, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are most definitely seen. That's the easy way to sum it up. But I think what this is built for, dude, is to be a vessel for anyone who identifies with what we're building, as far as just like collectively, communally creating a central point for new and inviting independent films. I think that's one cool point. But then, the other part is just like, you know, dude, dude, look around any corner, you'll find a snake. And
I'm terrified of snakes, too, like in a literal way, and I'm terrified
of it is. I hate snakes.
Like real snakes, too, though.
Yes. Real snakes, too.
Yes, they're terrifying to me. Anyway.
And, you know, from that perspective, like, dude, I've seen it. We've had people
we've bumped into some snakes. Not to get too deep into it, but
we produce these films too, and then the same like distributors that hit up everyone hit us up. And it's like the crazy deals that they're trying to pass by on everyone.
And they'll try to make you feel like your film is the worst thing they've ever seen, but they also want it and want to make money off.
Yeah, you know, I don't know how this is gonna do, but also we want 50% of it for 10 years.
I don't know about this thing, but what do you think? 90-10?
I don't know. Let me send it to the guy in the booth to see what he thinks.
Fucking like honestly, in reality, like fuck those people. And I think I'd rather like I respect the shit out of you. Yeah, I mean I just respect the shit out of you, like trying to carve your own path and like in like a in a real way, like in being a fucking legit bona fide man with a family doing this shit for real, dude. Like that's just cool though. That's cool, right? Because I think you and I both want to start families. You know, and we want to actually still also do what we fucking love. That's why we go hard and do a bunch of different things. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. So
man, that's I'm excited for you guys to have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta find the
Right, Bay.
Yeah, we gotta find the
Gotta find the
the
bae
female
first.
component of that
Yeah,
first.
definitely just a teeny tiny detail.
Yeah.
Not a
No,
big
no,
deal.
no. It's just the it's
Are you
other
guys
half.
gonna go hard on your wedding? Are you guys gonna elope?
My wedding's gonna be so lit.
Yeah.
I want to have a. Little
I'm gonna have I want to have straight up. I actually might have a lot of groomsmen. I want to have 10 or groomsmen. Is that crazy?
We
Is
spent
10 groomsmen that
we
crazy?
we spent less than $1,000 on our wedding.
My
Holy
hero.
shit.
Yeah.
You got married when?
18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
So you guys are
Where'd
gonna
you get
have one
married?
hell of a 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, in 3 years.
Wait, so do you remember what was the venue like?
Yeah, we got married at a chapel. It's an out of commission chapel at the community college we were going to at
Wow.
the time.
Wow.
They gave it to us, I think, for
Wow.
the day.
Wow.
All of our family. It was like potluck style meal.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
wild.
Yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah.
We spent she got a dress given to her and then had it like sewed to fit
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
pregnant 6-month pregnant belly in there.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, you don't have to go. Aw, it's
What
not
do you
that.
mean? I
This
don't
guy's
know.
a sappy guy.
No, hold on.
So
I'm not
I'm
just a
sort of
sappy
responding
guy.
to the
I come
details
from a
of
very
it.
small-ish town. So, like, my sister, she had a small wedding at her church, and, like, the whole family kind of did, like, a similar kind of vibe.
It was
and-
awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally on board for stuff
And we're
like
still
that.
married, and if we weren't and spent more than that, I'd probably be pissed.
Yeah.
Reasonable. He's a businessman, ladies and gentlemen. Businessman.
Cut that.
Dude, yeah, business first. Numbers, prime.
Metrics.
We don't want Chase's wife to see that. Cut that.
Well-
no, I'm kidding.
Our 10-year, God willing, will go hard. I don't know like what that exactly looks like,
For sure.
but like, dude, how cool would it be to just like tear it up every 10 years?
Hell
Yeah, man.
As that's really, instead of spending 50 grand the first time you get married, you should just spend like
Yeah.
10 grand the second, the 5, 10, or wait, hold on. Every 10 years after that.
Yeah, I
5
like that
times.
idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. It's almost like a multi-part wedding. Sort of a saga of sort of wedding-esque
Who would you get to cameo like at your wedding?
At my wedding?
if
Wait, to
you-
cameo in what fashion?
Like a celebrity or like a musician.
Damn. It could be anyone? Or do I have a budget?
You have $50,000 budget.
Ah, jeez. Now I'm going to be getting like the C-list of...
I bet Kanye would show up for
For
50,000
50
bucks.
grand? No way.
Nah.
No.
Who
Wait.
would show up for $50,000?
Hold on.
He'd show up for like
Hold on.
$500,000.
You don't think maybe, just maybe, he might roll up.
Charlie
for-
Heat might show up for
You
50,000.
might roll up
for
for the-
50,000. See, now Chase has me thinking, like,
You're not
who am I
listening-
really
you're not
going
letting me
to...
finish
Like
it.
maybe Big Sean.
For
No, it's all good,
I'm
it's all good.
thinking the
Big Sean, interesting
the
one.
director Colin
Yeah.
Charles Dale,
Okay, yeah.
his friend old Yeezy. He's gonna roll on by, just say hello real quick.
I think you could get someone Yeezy adjacent
Yeah.
for 50K.
Yeah.
For 50 G's. Holy shit. I would want it to be a musician,
Who would I
a
want?
music artist that I really like. I think I would get... No, I was going to say, like, this would be a crazy one, but Lupe Fiasco comes to mind.
I bet Lupe would do it for
You
50
could get it for 50 G's for Lupe. One of the best MCs of all time. God. See, now with the budget, I don't know. I think Lupe
I
possibly.
think 50,000's a lot. You got to remember people's day rates. It's day rate versus
And
project
it's in
rate,
LA.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, potentially.
Yeah, so
Or
travel's
Massachusetts.
limited.
I would get like Dog the Bounty Hunter
See,
just to do like
Hulk
karaoke for
Hogan.
like 2 or 3 hours.
Hulk Hogan.
yeah.
Dude. Now that he has said Dog the Bounty Hunter, I'm thinking more along.
Pop culture.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan could show up. John Cena maybe shows up.
John
and does,
Stamos.
John Stamos shows up.
In 10 years, you can get him for 50,000 bucks. Nothing.
Dude, I
against,
bet you
nothing
can get him
against
to
John
come to
Stamos.
your wedding for like $5,000. If it's in LA, he'll crash it.
Do you know who Jeremy
John.
Piven is? You
Yeah.
ever watch Entourage? Yeah. Jeremy Piven says that like he gets hired to occasionally to go to weddings and like make fun of the groom, like roast the groom as Ari Gold, like playing Ari Gold.
That's funny.
Maybe something like that. Maybe
That's-
get Jeremy
I kinda
Piven
like
for a
that.
day.
Wait, so he has a whole other enterprise going outside of being in Marvel movies too?
Well, no, Jeremy Piven hasn't been in Marvel shit. I don't think. Am I tripping?
Has he
Has
been
he?
in Jeremy Piven?
What?
He was in Entourage,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's like really the biggest thing he did. What?
Oh no, guys, it's getting messy.
He got
Canceled.
canceled?
Marvel. What's going on?
Allegedly.
Yeah, but he's sort of back.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but he still goes to people's
Who
weddings
was
for
your favorite
$5,000.
person that got canceled?
My favorite person that got canceled.
Hold on.
Do you want me to actually answer that?
No. I
This
want
is
to go
good.
to the real question I
This is
had for
getting
you
messy.
earlier, which is,
All right, we'll skip that question.
yeah, why do you think it's a slippery slope? Trust me. Why do you think Larry David hasn't had a ton of success in feature films? Why do you think his storytelling is so much better in short form?
Oh my God, it's a great question. Holy fucking shit, that's a great question.
Isn't it possible?
Oh my God, I don't know. That's like asking like. Ah, God, that's a tough one to answer. I don't know. I'd have to like study. I'd have to study it like through that lens. Study Curb through that lens. Like,
I'll step in
jeez.
real quick and put a.
I think he's really good at story, first of all. So that's, I would say, he's not great at like style. He's not a big style guy.
Okay.
He's very unpolished in terms of style and approach. So I think but he's very good at story. Like, he's a good story. He's just a really talented storyteller in terms of like mapping out story beats and mapping out how a great short story should go. So he has that going on, but he's not he's not big enough on style to have made it as a feature length storyteller. Like he has had more success in half hour television. Granted, he's had, as momentous, like he's had the kind of success that like a great, feature filmmaker would love, right? He's had that level of success, but the reason he's had it in the medium that he's had it is because he's not so focused on style. He really isn't. He's very like, he kind of does what he does stylistically, and then that's kind of it.
Situational comedies are just his jam.
Yeah, and he's good at fucking mapping out how the story should go to have the funniest, the biggest impact, So
Has
yeah.
he done feature stuff before?
He's done like 2 or 3 features.
Yeah.
And none of them. I love Larry David.
Sour Grapes, is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I just feel like sometimes I wonder if people don't find certain success in certain areas just because that's not where they're putting energy. If a guy's putting, we'll say, 20 years into situational comedy, it's got to be also not just because of money, but because that's where he feels at home.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
what did he do? 10, longer than 10 years on Seinfeld, right? How many
God,
seasons
how many-
did
I
Seinfeld
don't
run?
I don't know, but
It was 6. It was only 6.
never say that Seinfeld got
Wow.
canceled.
What?
Seinfeld didn't get canceled. They quit.
Yeah, I mean, like
Okay.
Seinfeld, that just doesn't. Even if it does, it's irrelevant. Even if they did.
One of my favorite things to do is like watch old interviews of people just like going off on, like when Jerry Seinfeld went off on Bill O'Reilly. Do you know this clip I'm talking about?
No.
We weren't canceled. We quit. We were on top. We were number 1 for 5 years, and we stepped away.
On Bill O'Reilly, he went off.
Yeah, Larry King.
Oh, Larry King,
Yeah.
not Bill O'Reilly.
And
No,
he's
I've
like,
never
didn't you
seen
do
that.
any research? He was like promoting the B movie, dude, and like just like
Oh, that's
totally laying
hilarious.
into this guy.
Oh, and he like actually was pit, like lost.
I think it was like set up to be viral because I think Larry King's in the B movie.
Okay, see,
think it's
see,
like-
this is
funny.
like I'm skeptical of
smart.
the Christian Bale clip where he's yelling at the DP
Yeah.
for moving the light. I'm always skeptical. I feel like that clip is marketing.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a
they
real.
wouldn't let that come out.
No, and it came out like just before the Terminator movie came out, and I was like, yeah, I think this is.
That's why the breakup of Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian seems so calculated.
Wait,
His
what?
movie, this Bodies,
Yeah.
Bodies,
Wait,
Bodies.
they just broke up?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Just in time for the movie.
I
Bodies,
just-
bodies, bodies.
What?
Didn't you see
Yeah.
the cover of the New York Times?
He's,
Yes, I read it every morning. I read it
Stop
every morning.
dude. Skeet
What was I
Davidson
thinking?
dead at
What was
28.
I
Not
thinking?
actually dead, though. He's not actually dead. He's not
Are
actually
you
dead.
kidding me? They were supposed to be such a thing. And now I'm so upset about this right now.
You didn't know that? We were talking about it in the car.
I'm driving.
You were. He was in autopilot mode.
You saw me.
Yeah, he was. Gabe did
Oh,
a
that's so
very
interesting.
good
You
job.
guys were talking
driving
about
us here.
Pete Davidson. It
Yeah.
never connected. I just missed the they broke up moment. That's
Yeah,
wild.
they broke up. They broke up.
Yeah.
Like a week ago?
Kanye's gonna get his family back.
Good for Kanye.
You heard it
He
here
must have fought
first
real
on
hard
the
for this.
Movie Addicts podcast.
Kanye.
Wait.
No, he's gonna get
So
his-
they're breaking
He's
up
not getting
and
his family back the way he wants.
They're breaking up. They've broken up.
okay.
And that's all I read on Twitter. And then he had a movie coming out, so it just seems sus.
By the way, good movie that we reviewed on the Movie Addicts podcast.
Check it out.
Pete Davidson is good. Is very good in the
last
movie
week's
as well.
episode, Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's possible that Skeet.
Skeet Davidson.
It's possible that Skeet, was being a little bit.
You think he's going to come on the show?
We've been trying to get him.
Oh, yeah?
Haven't- right? We've
We
been
reached
kind
out
of
to
emailing his
a couple
manager.
times.
And,
He was
yeah.
asking us for a little bit of dough, and
He said, "Listen, Colin, I like you, handsome, and you're great. You're handsome and great." And I said, "Thanks, Skeet." He said, "But Gabe, like if Gabe wasn't there for that episode,
he's
would
a
that
troublemaker.
be fine?"
He's a big problem.
Yeah, and I said, "I'll talk to Gabe." So I didn't mean to bring this up on
Dude,
camera.
it's okay. Honestly, I'm feeling a little put on the spot right now.
Yeah.
But how about this? Would you
I should have
ask
told
him?
you that before.
Ask him.
this
Would
morning.
he stay if I was willing to fire the naked cameraman and I would be the naked cameraman?
I'll
he
talk.
knows
Hell's
to
Angel
that.
guy
Yeah,
does
Hell's
not look
Angel.
happy about being
Would you
Yeah.
replaced.
okay with that? What if instead of firing the naked cameraman, we had 3 naked cameramen and I just offered my body for that? Would that be okay?
No, he just said, but
Because Skeet
Sure,
doesn't want me on the podcast, right?
he does.
I thought you said he thinks you're handsome and I'm.
Yeah, you
Dead
suck.
weight.
That's what he said.
So I'm not going to be in the way of
Wow.
your little bromance.
Pete's a
Okay.
big
I'm going to
fan.
stand
Yeah.
naked behind the camera.
He's a big fan. He is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dale, how do you get in with these people?
Yeah,
like
I don't
this?
know, man. It's like me
You're a
and Jordan Peele
charismatic
when Jordy was,
motherfucker, man.
I call him Jordy, but we
Yeah,
were
Jordy,
texting
yeah.
back and forth, and he was
For
like,
sure, for sure.
"Love the pod, like, come hang out." And
Absolutely.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Maybe, dude. I don't know."
Dude, he
Like,
almost
I'm
gave you
kinda
that
busy.
cameo, and nope, that was nuts. He's gonna let you
Yeah,
play one
he
of the
was like,
aliens
dude, I might
in the
rewrite
ranch.
a couple scenes for you. Like,
Absolutely.
he's like, "We need a 25-year-old white guy to kind of pop up, but can you
Really
do it?"
quick.
I was like, "Yeah, if it doesn't interfere with my
He wanted
I
you to
got
play the
class, like-
TMZ guy on the bike.
yeah."
Remember that?
And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. The script is kind of mid. I don't know."
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that
So
good.
you passed,
Yeah.
and now we're doing the podcast instead.
Yeah. I was like, dude, this movie's not gonna be that good. Like,
Great choice, Dale.
Yeah. I thought it was a great choice. That movie stinks. Just kidding. I love
That's
that
it,
movie.
man. Did anybody else see Nope? Did anybody else see Nope?
Yeah.
Nope.
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 Worth a watch.
It's good. It's cool. It's really cool. Anyway, anything else about River Road that we want to touch on, fellas? Because we're nearing that sweet 2-hour mark here.
Closing time.
And my throat is sore as a motherfucker.
I know. My
All
throat's
right.
pretty sore, too.
I
Yeah.
talk every night as a server. I'm like ready to keep ripping. It's all good.
Watch River Road or I'll come
watch-
to your house.
If you don't watch River Road and you hear a knock, I think that this is what
If
the
you
Jungle
just hear
Juice
a
guy said. If you
a
hear
little
that
bit of
knock
corn
at,
bags
at your
hitting the
door,
window.
guess who it is? It's Chase Crawford with a fucking axe. He's gonna slice your head off. Watch River Road. Don't pirate it. Buy it. You dick.
Or rent. You can rent it. It's acceptable.
Or
No,
rent
buy
it.
it.
Or
Buy it.
buy
Own it forever.
Buy it, man.
Absolutely.
We have
Buy it.
VHSs.
What was
Don't
I
be
thinking?
leaving a review. You didn't earn the right to leave a shitty review if you didn't pay for the movie.
Go off, Dale.
man.
Go off.
I agree.
You didn't earn that, man. This is Chase Crawford here. Show him some goddamn respect. Pay for the movie.
Yeah, you cheap
$3.
piece of shit.
Coffee is more expensive than this fucking movie
Thank you, Dale.
in Los Angeles. Stop being cheap. Buy the movie. Rent it. All right, sorry.
Dude, you'd be a
Okay,
good
sorry.
politician.
Dale just demands the votes. Demands the votes.
If you don't vote for me, it might work.
It could work.
It could work.
If you don't vote for me, your kids will starve, your wives will die, and communism will take over.
I go very medieval in my approach.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Gabe. Anything? I
sense.
mean, do you want to tell the people where to watch River? Like anything you want to say about? River
I mean,
Road or-
I want Chase to be able to plug 4x3 Productions. Where can people find 4x3 online?
and where can they find you if you want them to find
Absolutely.
you online?
If you type in 4x3 to the internet,
Okay.
Great.
FOUR space BY space THREE.
Yep.
We're talking Google. We're talking Ask Jeeves.
I don't know, but
Ask Jeeves.
I'm actually I'm
You, man.
curious to see if it comes up. We're on social, 4x3 spelled out, no spaces. And if you look me up, I'm Chase Crawford,
Okay.
not the guy from Gossip Girl.
Oh, I know. That fucking guy.
Chase, spelled the
Not
proper
C-E,
way.
Not C.
Not C.
Fuck.
No.
The
Chase
guy from
Crawford
the
from Gossip
Deep,
Girl,
the
fuck
boys.
you.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually, no. Well, no. He's a good guy. We don't know if he. Fuck you, dude.
I wouldn't say that, but I would love to have a conversation with you.
Cut that.
Yeah. Well, it's hilarious. I went to Pepperdine with Steve, and we were speaking to the film students, and like Chase Crawford went to Pepperdine.
No.
And then,
Oh, what?
And then me ends up speaking at Pepperdine.
And did they think it was the other guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
But they actually.
They're not dumb. They're not.
Well, a lot of the kids came to the River Road premiere. That we spoke there right before the premiere.
Amazing.
So it was actually
Fuck yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, one day this Chase Crawford's gonna be more well known and famous than the other Chase
Not
Crawford.
even. Maybe.
Absolutely.
No disrespect.
Probably never. I've never been in one episode of Gossip Girls.
All I'm saying is when I see executive producer Chase Crawford and that shit's in 25,000 theaters across the country, they're going to know your name.
Wow.
It's gonna be like Dick Wolf.
That's it, baby.
It's gonna be that kind
That's
of. number.
it, my
go,
man.
dude.
Let's
Yeah.
go, son.
Let's give it to him,
Let's
dude.
go.
All right,
Right.
man. Thank you, Chase, for so much for coming on, dude. We appreciated the shit out of it.
Thank you.
Were you,
Naked camera guy,
were you
what were
trying
you
to do
saying?
something?
Nothing. I was just saying, like, just for the camera, for our, like,
Yeah.
purposes, just, like, touch on the comedy stuff.
Do we have any?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait,
Do you wanna
wait,
talk
do we
Comedy
have
Store real
any-
quick?
Is the thing still rolling? I know
I just hit. I don't know how long it was up for, but I just.
it's totally cool. I saw the thing went out, but it's recording right now.
Yeah.
Amazing. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah, touch in the comments.
We're back for one more
Good
hit
catch,
here.
good catch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. You ready, Cam? I'll just roll into this whether you guys use it or not.
No. Go for it.
Alright.
Go for it.
So we're out here in LA. We're
Great.
shooting 6 comedy specials in 7 days.
Okay.
And we're just gripping it and ripping it, dude. We
Love
found
Ooh, I like that.
I love
Gripping
that.
and ripping it.
yeah, some of the, most talented and rising comics in this area, and pretty much told them, we're gonna be here. Are you gonna be here?
Mm.
And, do you want to do business together?
And they said,
And she said, baby, it's 2 a.m. and I'm feeling lonely. Dude, I feel like the fucking heat from his attic is getting to my
"Yeah, it
mind.
fucks with your dome a little
Oh,
bit,
it
right?"
It does fuck
Why
with
do you think
right?
we're so fucking insane?
Like, I
Oh.
was
Because we're
wondering
taking
why
in the fumes from
yeah.
That's
the.
fun.
the screaming it's coming very quickly.
Yeah. I get close to fighting people on this podcast
Yeah.
because it's
Close.
the heat.
Close.
It's the heat. It gets to
I'm
the.
only wearing 3 layers right now.
That's it.
In August.
Yeah, I know. How did you kept the all 3 layers on
You did good.
the whole time? I was sort of blown away.
It's kind of this meditative thing I do. I barely eat. I don't use the bathroom a ton, and it's like self-torture kind of.
I love that,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Builds a
pretty-
lot of
so
character.
beautiful.
This episode's
powerful.
brought to you by self-torture. Go to
It-
selftorture.com
This
/4
episode's-
by 3 /movie addicts podcast.
Yeah.
Slash
Check it out.
self-torture.
Yeah, use code 4x3 at checkout to save 10%.
Yeah, you'll get 20% off or 10% off. Sorry, your first purchase. Anything else you want to say about the Comedy Store shit?
We're filming a special at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
We're filming a special at the Comedy Nook.
Fuck yeah.
We're filming a special at the American Barber Shop.
Cool.
Ooh.
We're filming a special at Third Wheel Hollywood.
Cool.
We're filming special at. Did I name all the places?
I think you got.
We're doing 2 at the Nook, 2 at the Barber Shop, 1 at Third Wheel, and 1 at the Comedy Store,
Fuck yeah.
and then 1 up here in the Movie Addicts.
Oh
Studio.
yeah, that show. The private
And
show. It's
when,
invite only too. It's not.
when will these specials be available, and how can people watch them?
Yeah, they will eventually be available to stream on Tubi and all of the other platforms that
Nice.
we love to stream things on. Right now, the goal is to get them out in 3 or 4 months if we can.
Cool.
So we try to keep a pretty tight timeline.
Cool.
But also, it's a lot of work.
Do you want to list
Yeah.
who the comics? Did you mention who the comics are? In your
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, so we have Renee Gauthier, Pap Johnson, Brandon Bricks, Jeremy Scipio,
Cool.
Chase O'Donnell,
Cool.
and who is it? I can see him now, the hat.
H Dog. Andrin.
Handren Seavey.
Cool.
Yep. So we're
LA comic scene legend.
yeah, I know. I
Okay.
could see his hat. I just the names and all. Dude.
It's a lot of specials and not that much time, so it's a lot of names to keep up with.
Yeah, but he's the second to last of the week. We're
You know?
doing
Saturday, Pap Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot going on. I mean, Chase is pretty big. She opens for Christina P.
Cool.
And is on the road pretty much all year with her. She played Netflix Just for Laughs, Netflix is a joke, and then she did
Yeah.
Just for Laughs too. So
Cool, man. Awesome.
yeah, I mean, the comedy thing's a hit. People love it.
Yeah.
You
People
love
love to laugh.
Yeah, no,
baby.
I
They
mean,
like to laugh.
We've
This just in.
we've been going ham on the specials, but this is kind of like what we built this for, was to come out to LA for a week
Yep.
to work,
Great.
to go back to Cincinnati with the goods,
Totally, man.
and to turn those raw materials into something refined and worth something.
Absolutely.
We're like cowboys and gold miners when you think
Yeah.
about it.
Kind of. Yeah. Absolutely, you are. I think that's a great fucking
I
parallel. man.
like that.
You're like Gus Chiggins, the old prospector from that SNL sketch.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Be careful, there's quicksand. Anyway. Okay. This was Chase Crawford,
It was. And now who is it?
and this was also the Movie Addicts podcast. I'm Dale,
And I'm Gabe.
and thanks so much for watching. Yeah.
And Doot-Doo-Loot-Doo.
Do. What did I miss? Did I miss it? Oh no. What's happening?
Wait, what is happening?
Do. I'm burying myself, and that's okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, and go watch River Road.
And go watch River Road.
What it's like the
And-
password.
Dale, just keep
It's like
eye
the
contact
password.
with me.
It's like the cool club. I don't know what's happening.
I wish I
Okay.
knew. Chase, throw
Chase
me
Crawford,
a lob.
the
Come
Chase
on,
Crawford
Chase.
AI that we rented just malfunctioned. We're gonna have to go.
You guys don't watch Not Hip on Nardwuar?
Oh, okay.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Vaguely, dude,
Oh no!
vaguely.
What did I miss?
Nardwuar is like
Only
this guy who
everything.
interviews a lot of hip hop artists,
Ah.
and he like, especially when they're like,
He ends them all with.
and he does, yeah, and he's also very like, he has this like very strange sense of humor and sort of
Love
pokes
that,
fun at
love
them,
that.
and sort of, and he has like a,
All right, I'm sensing the fade to black is coming on.
yeah, man, that's that.
Ooh.
Thank you, Chase.
Well done, boys.
Do we want to get a shot of the, do you guys want to be naked camera guys?
Not for free.
Call the
I do
union,
want to
call
get
the
a.
union.
I want to get a picture of the group up in here, though. That'll be nice. Hell yeah.
Kill this is actually good.
Do it, my man, please.